Whoa, everybody! It's Awestruck Comics podcast time. It is It's our Superman review. We saw it on Friday.
Friday. We saw it
Friday.
Friday.
You saw it twice.
I saw it twice on Friday because it was an important movie to me, and I wanted to take my daughters. Originally, my daughters were going to come with us to the afternoon show, but one had a party, popular teenage, whatever. So I took them in the morning, and we had a fantastic morning together. They all wore Superman. We all wore Superman shirts. We're all geeks, Well, they're not geeks, but what's a geek anyway? Just someone. Oh, we like pop culture.
Normal now. We were at
Fuck
the
that,
at the
dude.
theater. There were just shirts upon shirts. That was
And
pretty cool.
it was really cool. There was a
Yeah.
lot of Superman shirts. It was packed both times I saw it, and all their friends are seeing it. They're like, yeah, everyone's talking about this movie. Like all their friends like it. Like amongst teenagers, this movie's hitting. Um, and we had a great time. It's funny because you and I, we're coming at this from you're titling. What are you titling this, Mark?
Oh, I think when Rob loves Superman, I hate Superman 2025. Like I just have um and it's more of a situation where I think it's just our brains. I just think that Rob's brain is different than my. Of course, they're different, but Rob's brain can be really zoomed out at times, and then can just be okay with liberties taken.
I I am a big picture guy.
I
I,
am not.
you know,
I I explained all my problems to my girlfriend. She's like, "You gotta zoom out. Why can't you zoom out?" I was like, "I fucking can't." She's like, "Because I think you like it. You're saying things you." I said, "Right." But I can't like it. I have
listen,
too many things, bro. I have too many problems
our
with it. I'm
our
happy that everyone likes it. I'm happy that teenagers like it. A lot
no,
of people like
I'm
it.
thrilled. I wanted to do big money. I want to see the expansion and continuation of the gun universe. I want this to do good. I want people to be interested in it. We're getting a second season of Peacemaker in August,
Hmm.
and I
Yeah.
want people to go back and watch the first season, which is great, which is actually one of the biggest hits for Max back in the day. And now the Peacemaker's coming back on HBO Max. See what I did there, Mark? I actually called it Max when it was Max,
Max,
and I'm calling it HBO Max now that it's HBO Max.
is
So
it back to Max? Is that what's called now? Yeah, I don't remember.
it's
Like I know that I sent you that clip with like Cena was telling them what it was because he was doing
yes.
promos for August and then they were changing the name that to the day before. So I don't even know what they're doing. Warner Bros. In a way, and I don't know. And I think a big problem with um, it's more about expectation. I think for me, and I think I had the same fight with my Rogue One review, which was the first time I met Chris, and it was the same type of shit where I was just like, there was all these shots in the trailer, and they had an alternate
Okay.
shot in the movie.
See, I can love
So
a movie and then agree with you on stuff. Like for instance, shots. Let's talk about shots that weren't in the movie.
yeah,
You were just talking a minute ago about Cat Grant scene.
yeah. There's listen. She probably has one scene. Like everything is in the movie. There's just no pause. It's not. It's like pedal to the metal for 2 hours and like 5 minutes, right? And I just think it could have been that 220. The 220 probably breathed a little bit better. The three probably was too much. The three was a TV show. Okay. And again, he wrote a TV show. He was writing things.
Yeah.
What was he writing? He was writing Peacemaker season two, Creature Commandos, and Superman, like all at the same time. Like,
Yes.
so no vacation, just writing, like just it's, I don't know. So I feel like in this, there are episodic things. I did hear this morning, listen to something that they wanted to have a Monday. He wanted placards, and someone told not no. James Gunn wanted Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, which has been done in the comics, and I think it'd be a really good thing because you want to have what's a week in the life of Superman. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay. Yeah.
do something like that, and I think that
Yeah.
would
We
have
don't
been
know. We
better.
don't know how long this takes place. It feels like a day. This movie feels like a day or two.
Yeah, and I just think that uh, I just feel like it just didn't have the only things that I really, really remember like vividly are the pauses, are the thing where he says, "I'm punk rocking it," and it takes a beat, and I'm like, well, and then it works, and then at the end when he has this big like human speech, which I really like, I like that perspective on it. I really like that. Um, the title Superman Legacy was thrown out. It became Superman again, like Halloween, Halloween again, and Halloween again, right? Like it's
Mm.
whatever. Like it should have been called Birthright. Fucking A. Like, god damn it. Like
Yeah, but it
that
wasn't the
is
birthright story. That would have
it
been a
is
bad.
it's not the Birthright story. Well, that Marvel doesn't fucking do that either. But see, like I think it's more fitting because it's his birthright if you take the plot point, which I hate the fucking word most, which is having his parents a two-parter, right?
Right.
One is all about, not that like I think about the other speeches. I think you'll be good to them, Cal. Like, like
Mhm.
just it's I think about the other speeches. I think and I feel that being comforting, loving parents, I'm going to send you somewhere where you can go and thrive and potentially I think in the Russell Crowe version, it's like, you'll be a god to
You'll
them
be
and
inspiring to them.
yeah, so
He
I
says
feel
that he
like
says you'll have godlike powers, I think, but he says you'll help them. You'll they'll see you and follow you.
there's been 6 or 7 different Krypton, Worlds of Krypton miniseries, all
Of
sorts of
course.
stuff. So there's been a ton of them. So the ones I seem to like the most are that they are a bit the outliers. I like the class structure. I like the houses. I like that,
Mm.
he's fighting against the scientific version of, so, well, we need to do something here, and everyone just doesn't do anything. So I kind of like that. I also like the comforting parents where I want to send them somewhere and, he'll be fostered and do well here. That's it. I don't want part two, and I feel like this is James Gunn's thing. He did it with Ego. He made Ego not Ego, and then Ego had to just go populate planets. So I get it, but they already
I
did the
think
father
I
son
think I
thing.
think I think James Gunn wants a harem.
I
That's the
think he
truth.
has
Yeah.
one. I think he does have one.
I
You know
think
what I
he's
mean? I think follow his Instagram. I think he has a bunch.
him and
So
Watiti are both like,
yeah,
it's cool. We don't
hey
just need
man, people like weird, goofy, fucking like screenwriter directors, man. Good on them. I don't know. I just like I don't want, and I feel like this. Here's my issue with it. Okay, and like so, say all right, what I'm almost 50, right? So it's 70. There's going to be a whole generation right now that are going to say, just as our generation, the '89 Batman, we think that Joker killed Bruce Wayne's parents, right? You still have a bunch of consciousness saying that, and now you're going to have
yes.
that Superman's parents wanted him to have a harem because that they're only going to take they're only going to take the sensationalism of it.
Listen, that's an easy fix, Mark. If you want to fix that, you go. She still didn't have all the messages. Still crackling. They still don't know, and they don't show Superman listening to it at the end. So it
There's
still
not
could be.
enough. Yeah,
There still could
I
be
felt like
even
it could have
more.
been that. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I feel that yes, release the transcript. I feel like
Right.
they
Release
could
the Epstein
have.
files.
There
There is no
wasn't.
Epstein files.
There's no moment. There's no moment where there's a pause and they're like there's just like a shot of Mr. Terrific is like, no, seriously, we checked it out. It's right. And I'm like, come on, man. Like,
He,
and I even thought the second credit sequence was going to be different. I thought the second credit sequence was going to be uh, oh, we cracked it. He faked it because that's
yeah,
very Luther. He's done that in the past. He's done this
yeah,
stuff in
no,
the
no. It's
past.
just we didn't get it all. Luther held stuff back. That's all. That's like it's not like he fixed it because the stuff that's out there has to be bulletproof, and that's why Lex did it. Lex, here's what I released, and it's bulletproof because everyone knows that people can crack it. The best
Mhm.
people in the world. Luther hired the best people in the world, so so you can't deny what he has. But that's not to say Luther gave them everything. Luther gave them what he wanted them to have. And
Mhm.
that's why Mr. Terrific backs it up. He's like, no, I know these guys. They're right. And
Yeah,
there's
you have
nothing
to have
more
it. Sure.
hurtful to Superman than his friends being like, no, they're right. This is right.
Yeah.
So if you want to fix it, which we don't have to, and no one else is probably focusing on it as bad as we are, if you want to fix it,
Yeah.
you just say Luther didn't give you everything. And there you go. That's an easy fix. It could be, nothing's mistranslated. It's exactly what Luther wanted you to hear.
Yeah, and I guess I mean I feel like we've already had other archetypes that have done that with Invincible. I feel like we've already done that with other
Well, if
Homelander. Like
you,
I feel like we've already done that type of situation.
it's
Don't do that with
listen,
the arc. Don't do that
people from
with the
Krypton,
pure. I
people from
feel.
Krypton are jerks. If you go read almost any Elseworld, they always come to Earth and they want to take over. If there's ever been Elseworlds where Kryptonians have made it to Earth, they always want to take over.
Mhm.
It's like Superman's the only one who doesn't want to take over. And his parents, though good people on Krypton, they probably still want a legacy. They don't want to see their race disappear. That's not being evil. That's just being
Mhm.
that's what people do. People have kids. They want to see their bloodlines, their names continue. That's not evil.
Mhm.
It sounds evil the way they said it, but listen, you want what's best for your kids. You want your kids to be, you'd
Yeah.
like to have grandkids. Not right now.
Okay, so here's all right. So the
Okay.
my big here. Okay, so the biggest thing. So let's get into the movie starting. Let's go kind of go right into because I feel like all right. So he's hurt, goes there. He says golly first off once. I think when he one of the early shots he says golly. Is the first
Golly.
word he says golly?
I don't
That
know
we
if it's the
see him
first
or no?
word,
No.
but he's definitely avoiding curses.
I love golly. I like what the hey dude. Like I think that's
What
fucking
the hey,
great.
dude? I love.
Um,
Oh, they're giving me guff. You
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah. I
Walt
think that
Walt
that's
said
great.
that once early in our friendship, and I gave him guff about saying guff.
I
Like,
yeah, I think that he's perfect. I also think that he had a lot more to do with this movie. He apparently wanted the crawl in the beginning. He apparently he wants the suit. There's been very well documented. He wants the underpants on the outside.
it looked great.
Um, yeah, he
As far
just
as
he
things is
seems to be
right.
really in tune with like what he wanted. I just don't know if I believe that James Gunn knows who Superman is still. I feel like he just wants it's this is James Gunn's Superman. This is James Gunn's all these characters kind of because it's not
Yes.
really a Jimmy Olsen that I know. It's not exactly it is kind of a Lois. I think the Lois in the
Jimmy Olsen,
trailers are
if
better.
you Jimmy Olsen, girls love Jimmy Olsen. Is that what you're
I
talking
do
about?
yeah,
That's a
well,
thing. That's a thing from the comics.
yeah, no,
Who
I
who
I, I really don't
who
have a
just
problem
did
with
it?
Jimmy Olsen.
Who wrote Matt Fraction and
Fraction.
Lieber's? Yeah, their run is like
Yeah.
girls like Jimmy.
If
Grant
you go
Morrison's All
back,
Star
had
Superman.
he's had I would think if I listed who I know, I could probably name 15, live wire. I could name 15 characters like straight up.
He's
Like
currently with Silver Banshee.
yeah. Yeah.
Lucy Lane, Lois's sister.
Yeah, he did like Lois
Supergirl.
apparently at one period of time, but that was like a billion years ago, which I think is
So
really
so
funny.
Jimmy gets it. Jimmy gets lots of super talent.
Ron
Good
Troop,
for him.
no line for Ron Troop. There's Beck Bennett lines cut from the trailer. No, zero line Ron Troop. Give me one
Yeah,
line Ron Troop.
yeah.
Like
I could use a little more Beck Bennett, Steve Lombard making fun of Clark, and Clark doing
Yeah.
like
Well, there
give me
is a
that Steve.
snapback. Yeah, there's a snapback when he says, what's up, loser? Says you're a loser. Like that's in one of the commercials.
Right.
There's a scene where Kat's talking about her relationship and how's your relationship going, knowing that Lois is in a relationship, doesn't know the exact relationship. And then she said something about he's strange, and she's like, "Oh, I like strange," and she's just like adorable. So it's like, "Oh, we need 20 seconds, and you got to cut it, okay?" Like it
Yeah,
doesn't. The scene she had a line. There's no extra line. Beck could have had more. I think Beck should have been more of the on the ground character. Where he should be hanging the lantern character. I feel that Lois like there's a lot of ADR with Lois being able to fly the spaceship and it's really played for laughs that it's really easy to do it the first time and the second time it's not easy to do and no one's nervous, she's not nervous, like it's just kind of weird. I don't know, it's just it's there's no time to go oh fuck, like I just think there should be more oh fuck lines, like oh, but she said there's a oh shit line that I don't think is in the movie, I'm not sure. um anyway, there's a lot of stuff in the trailers. The big thing with so say we get into the actual interrogation, I don't remember, is Cronkite in it, does he say that or is that line cut? I feel like Cronkite's not in there.
what do you mean? It's in the movie.
Is in the movie.
Yeah, it's in the
It's
movie.
just a side shot, and
Hey,
I like.
what's the deepest cut you can make with Cronkite, Mark? This is not intentional, by the way.
Oh, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alan Moore. What was the name of that book? What was the book that people say Alan Moore was inspired by to do Watchmen?
I don't
Um,
remember. Yeah, I know what you're talking about though.
what the heck's it called? So anyway, there's the Superman character in that book is weakened by Cronkite instead of kryptonite. It's like, oh, it's
I see.
Cronkite. Just a funny. Well, what the heck is the name of that book? I read it too.
Yeah, they're definitely not referencing that. They're definitely James
They're
Gunn's not
definitely not.
looking that deep.
I am over referencing it. What's the name of that book? Oh man, people are like, the three people watching this are going to be like, it's whatever it is,
Yeah,
super people.
but there's a part like they have to just cut down that I believe on the page was 10 page. It was 10 minutes. It was about 10 minutes, and I think that's cut. And here's the issue: is that in the trailer there's a scene where she gets excited and she like kind of like clasps her hands. That's not in the movie. I really like that. It's like a I'm excited type of thing.
This was a
I'm
movie
getting the
where
story.
we really watched the trailers a lot,
We did, yeah,
and
because I
so like
wasn't sure if I'm sold on it, so I wanted to see. I never got sold on it. I never got sold on any of the trailers. And I feel like he is just better at doing these misfits that he can kind of flourish in and do things that I care a little bit less about. I feel like Metamorpho works with that. Him, Polka Dot Man, him, he can do a tangent of that. Him just getting any weirdo actor, like weirdo looking actor, and then got him. Like I feel like that works for that, you know. Um, but going back to, I guess let's go back to the original Fortress kind of lineup. I like the fortress hiding. I like the fortress moving. I think the
Yes.
engineers actually worked pretty well right up front. I think that kind of worked pretty well right up front, explaining what she is, what's going on with her like finding the place, kind of setting the place. And here's um like I think in the actual fortress, I think it all kind of works with the robots and everything. I feel like the fortress works.
Yes.
Fortress apparently costs a lot of money. It was real, and they just tear it down. Like I don't really. I always think it's really kind of crazy. They just like throw it away. Like
What the interiors?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like when movies end, they just have to throw it all away and they just get
I
rid
don't
of it.
know. Is it cheaper to store it or throw it away? Like what's better? Like because they could utilize that for Supergirl sequences. They're going to do a Superman sequel.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
why wouldn't you just kind of keep it somewhere, take it apart, store it? I don't know.
I don't know how they. I don't know. I know it had to look a certain way, but
But it's real. Yeah, it looked real. It looked like a very. It didn't look very big inside. You know, at
right,
least
right,
the
right.
room they were in.
There is a hallway supposedly, and then there was a zoo apparently that he had in there too. There was apparently an interdimensional zoo that got cut too, and that would have made more sense when they basically kill the fucking kaiju. They
Yeah.
just kill them. You
Ooh,
know
that
what I
was rough,
mean?
dude.
Yeah, that was. I mean, it's I don't know.
It's so like what the thing about this movie is it plops you in a Superman's world, and it has a great beginning of like 300 years ago, the first metahuman appeared. 30 years ago, Superman. You know, like it's very interesting with like there's a world. Is there a Justice Society? Who was the metahuman 300 years ago?
Yeah,
Icon,
I don't
Mr.
know.
Majestic? We don't know. And then it talks about 3 years ago he becomes Superman. So in that three
Everything's
years,
three.
Lex,
Yeah.
which is fine. It's fine because it's the Trinity.
Hmm.
You know, uh,
The Father, Son, Holy Ghost. It's like okay. So here's the show not tell thing that's
which we
confusing
kind of
to me.
got in the movie. If you think about Superman, Pa Kent, Jor-El. Jor-El's the
Right.
ghost, the father and
No,
the
that's
son.
right. Yeah, I mean, and I feel like I don't mind. I didn't care that Bradley Cooper was straight up in. They always have a gorgeous Lara. Period. Like just
That
always
actress, I forget her name now.
choosing Westworld.
She's in
Yeah,
Westworld. Yeah, she's great in Westworld. She's also played like a Russian prostitute at least twice.
she looks like an alien. She had like I think even the way they shot Bradley Cooper a certain way. Did you finish Gemstones? Did you get the Gemstones yet?
I'm like episode 5 of season 2.
I
I just
forget.
started rewatching it 2 nights ago. Funny
All right.
enough,
All right.
I took a
Well.
break because I had to watch, Squid Game and The Bear,
All right.
and I watched a couple Superman animated movies.
Well, I can't really say because Bradley Cooper ends up showing up in Gemstones as
You've
and
ruined it
and
for
you're
me. I
I
can't
know,
watch.
but you'll forget by the time it's
I
on.
just love
By the
that
time
Eric
you get to
Andre's in it. Like, give me more Eric Andre.
it. That's what I forgot. That's
He
what I
was
mean
just
is everyone shows up and you don't expect them to be the character because he's not casting them in the character that you would expect them to be.
no.
Steven Dorff is fucking amazing in it. Like, there's a lot of people in it that pop in. You're like,
Steven
Jesus
Dorff was
God.
really good on the third season of True
True
Detective.
Detective, yeah. Much better. Much a very underrated season, by the way. Everyone just kind of threw it away. It was pretty good, you
No, it
know?
was it was better than season 2. I like season 2 because season 2 is a mess of
Yeah,
True
yeah, yeah.
Detective,
Yeah.
but season 3 is very tight and a very good
Yeah.
story. And it's got Mahershala, besides having Mahershala Ali, and that's really my
Blade.
introduction to him. And the guy who played his son played Cyborg in Justice League,
Yeah, it's Ray Fisher.
Ray Fisher, who is from our area. I went to a brewery one time. He's like, "Oh, you just missed Ray Fisher," because here he's from Lawnside, which is where I work at UPS, and our
Oh, that's
UPS
weird. Yeah,
building.
I'm like 3 miles from Lawnside. Yeah.
Yeah,
2 miles.
Lawnside is where my UPS building is, and Ray Fisher's from Lawnside, which is a
I didn't
historic
know
black
Cornsworth like
community.
lives on like Second Street. Like he lives in like Queen Village, like now. Like he's in
Where?
Philadelphia right now.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. He was at the Arden Theater for an interview for CBS Sunday Morning. He did like theater in Philly area for like 10 years and then
You know,
just started being in movies like up to 3 years ago.
Lawnside is a historic black town. It was actually a stop on the Underground Railroad. There's like a museum there for it, and also it used to be called like Snow Hill or something like that,
Hmm.
and it was like one of the first free towns that black people could move to and be free. in Lawnside.
Yeah, there's a lot of good historical like monument stuff. You can go to an underground railroad space in that museum too. It's
That's
pretty
funny.
crazy.
Funny. People come here for Superman. We're giving them Black History.
That's right. Um, but see, like, okay, so the show don't tell, and which I think true. I mean, even just talking about True Detective for a second, you just got guys talking. Okay, this movie is a $300 million production. It wouldn't have been hard.
What did they say? 220 actually. 220, and then of
I
course
doubt it.
marketing.
I
No,
doubt
I
it's
think the
220.
movie's 220, but I think the marketing's 100.
I think the market's 300, dude. I think they're losing their mind to try and make sure this works, and then all they're doing is like they're changing the back end. It's really careful. I don't know. The marketing has always been insane because you got they constructed like a 60 foot tall Superman to put in the middle of something like in Paris and London. Then they have the cape. You have to pay for that, I'm sure. You put the cape in the Eiffel Tower. You know what I'm saying? Like you
It not only do they, but yeah, but they might be they're getting something for that too. Like if they're building a statue
it's the
somewhere, that place
advertising.
might be building. Well, that place might be paying for the statue, or they're getting a huge tax break for something else there.
Mhm.
Look at the movie theater. They were almost sold out of Superman stuff.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
were going there, and there wasn't a was there a Superman cup?
No.
But that you could still get the FF one, which means the Superman ones are done.
Right.
They had almost
Right.
and they everywhere you go, it's like you ever hear the story? Who's the magician from the early 1900s? I just totally farted on his name.
Houdini?
Houdini. Houdini would call up a town ahead of time, call the safe company, say, "Hey, build me a safe. I'll tell everyone it's the best safe in the world, but here's my directions on how to build it so I can escape it."
Hmm.
And that safe company would build that safe
Spoilers.
for free. For free, they would build that safe. So he'd say, "Hey, this is the safe company. They make the best safes, so I can't get out of it." And then he gets out of it. And that's what the Superman stuff's doing. They're calling up a place, "Hey, we're gonna come. We're gonna bring our people. You pay for this, and we talk about your town, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's stuff that we don't even think about, and that's so it's marketing money is definitely being spent, but they're also recouping some of that.
Yeah, you think it would be almost bad advertisement. Be like, here's a safe that this guy got out of. You know what I mean? Like I mean someone could maybe get in. Well, it's kind of the best guy getting out of. So
It's the best guy. It's like, well, only Houdini could escape from the safe.
yeah. Yeah.
You know,
So but going back to the show don't tell. So you have the fight, right? You have him making and here's the thing. I feel like there should have been and there was a scene where there was little quips and stuff, but I feel like we maybe not have had the meet cute, okay? And you did have kind of like, oh, you're always getting interviews with Superman, then you have them in the
that
kitchen and that,
I
you
thought
know,
that was funny.
it was
Like
okay. Yeah.
the fake her not knowing who he is.
Hmm. Yeah.
You know, like,
But
oh,
he's just like
you
in
always
her
seem to get in these
apartment.
interviews with him. Like I thought that
Yeah.
was funny. Like
But
there's a lot of little funny things in it. I feel like I could watch a 3 hour cut.
I
I
think a
feel like
220 would do. Here's what I would do. All right. And this is why like I feel like now that I'm editing a lot of the shows, I can't wait to get this and just chop it the fuck up. Because I feel, and I don't know, I feel like the trailers did a better job of when they're talking about the actual conflict. We're dropped into a movie where there's division on Superman's opinion, not the throw shit to the back of his head yet. That's something else. You thought this was that. It's not. So, but you don't see that. She tells you
but they did
what
use the cut where he
happened.
doesn't react to it.
They
We saw
no, they CGI'd his eyes. They CGI'd his eyes. It's the same. It's the same shot.
is it I thought okay. I thought his
Nah,
head
it's
moved
the
in the
same.
first one, like he reacted to it.
It's the same. Well, yes, I think that's right. Oh, I'm not sure. I think his head did not move, and he got hit. I think it was 16 takes of that. I feel like that's. I think I saw a clip about that. They fixed his eye so he doesn't blink. He doesn't react. Speaking of that, well, we'll get to don't react later, and this is why I don't like. This is why I don't like a different part of it, which we'll get to
Okay.
right next. So okay, so if you show us if the entire opinion, possibly like Superman in trouble, is from an incident, you don't show us the incident. You drop us into after the incident, and there's enough money in this fucking movie where if you say, oh, like, well, you took the president, this like the most actually almost racist stereotypical president, right? Like, you took him out to the desert. What'd you do? You know, like you can't show us that, or you can't. I just think that you just have a flash or him looking over. put on the side of his head or some shit. Do a
They didn't
do a
do any
fucking
flashbacks,
McFarlane.
right?
No.
No flashbacks. I don't know. It's I think it's an interesting call because he didn't want to show Baby from Krypton. He didn't want to show him getting his powers. He didn't
Mhm.
want to show him meeting Lois Lane because we've seen that 3 or 4 times. We've seen it every TV show,
Yeah.
every movie. Smallville. We got 10 seasons of Smallville. You understand that? 10 seasons of Smallville. So
10,
everything that happens
22
on
episode seasons.
22, yeah.
Huh.
And you got to figure everything that happened in Smallville kind of happened here in a different way. So we know all of this.
I just
And
think you could have. I just think if you just dropped in little elements of that, right?
I don't
I
know.
just think that would have been a little bit better.
Maybe,
I just feel like that would
maybe,
have
maybe
been.
not.
I
But
feel
then you
like
would have
that
had a
would have been
movie full
better.
of flashbacks, and now you're up to the 3 hour cut.
I don't know. I think that scene. I think, or you should have showed us that scene and then maybe intercut the interview. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like we should have seen the actual cause of the public opinion dividing on Superman. Because again, it shows up when the movie shows up. The movie shows up after the Hammer Bravia, so you're actually showing up. So actually, we go backwards in time because the Hammer Bravia is after this. So because the Hammer Bravia was, but with
Well,
him
they
being
show they
hurt,
show us the second fight with the Hammer of Baravia.
right? But you don't have any. There's no time for him to have any feeling about being defeated for the first time. That's the first line of it. Say, hey, here's Superman right now is defeated for the first time. You don't have any time to feel that. He has no. You don't have time. There's no time.
Well, he's got to get back into the fight.
I
That's
know,
why
but
you don't see
yeah,
it there.
I understand, but I just feel like there should be a bit more trouble um with that, And also,
He
like, so
doesn't have an.
blinking,
I
not
think it's
blinking.
because he doesn't have an ego. He's not going to be sad he got beat. He doesn't go around thinking he's the best thing ever.
I feel
I'm
like
the best thing.
it's a little too childlike for me. I feel like you would have more feelings.
I feel like he's like a 25-year-old dude,
He is a
but
child.
he was raised really properly. He was
Yeah,
raised
there's not enough
in a
manners.
world
I
in a
always like the
bubble.
manners. I like the Christopher Reeve manners. I think the Christopher Reeve manners was always really good. I think that I don't know if that was done that here, but again, what I'm saying is there's no time. All right,
No, there's
so
no time. No, this should have been. I feel like this would have been a good TV show.
yeah,
Like you're right. I think he's very good at writing TV shows now. I mean, he wrote the last couple shows that he wrote have been incredible, and I did want more of this. I could have used 4 hours of this, which is very strange to say. I don't know how much is left. I don't know what you said that he had the 3 hour cut. Did he have a 4 hour cut? Like how much? He's
I don't
really
know.
good at writing.
Yeah.
He's very good at writing people talking. You know,
Well, I
like
don't.
he's
Again, I don't know if you get everything. Like I don't know if you really got enough established when you got to the Justice Gang. But going back to just going to Lex going to the like, do they go to? He doesn't. Does he go to the fortress before they have the Hammer Bravia fight? I don't remember.
who?
Lex,
Oh,
like
Lex.
when we
No,
see him.
the he leaves the fortress to go fight the Hammer, and while he's leaving, that's when the engineer finds it.
Right. Okay. Okay. All right. So
So the engineer, and
so
then it sinks back into the ground before she goes into it. So
now Lex,
yeah,
I don't like Lex being a fucking Fortnite player. I don't know why he's not in that fucking Hammer Bravia costume.
because he doesn't
No
want to
one
get
has
hurt.
to be in it. No one has to be in it.
It's
Ultraman doesn't
it's
have to be in it.
yeah. The Hammer
Ultraman doesn't do
costume,
anything.
the Hammer costume isn't what's powerful. What's
Oh, I guess you're
powerful
right.
is
Yeah,
Ultraman in there. That's why he got beat. Otherwise,
it's
it's
the whole
just
costume.
another. What did he call his fighters? What were they called? Raptors.
The Raptors.
They're nothing to Superman. 100 of them can't take Superman out.
Well,
So
they also don't die either. They fall to the ground from
no,
like
Superman
a
doesn't kill.
hundred.
He knows the right amount to burn these people to take out the systems.
uh, it's
And
a
that is not a slam at Snyder. Just Superman just doesn't kill.
No, I don't know. Anyway, I don't like that. I don't feel like that like Luther's like Taskmaster. Like I feel like just like it's too like it's almost like just give me AI technology. Give me predictive you could have had AI as in there as a concept. Be like,
He,
I know Superman's going to do this. I know he's
no,
going to react to this.
Lex
But
is
Lex's
smarter than
brain
AI.
is AI. I don't
Yes.
know. I
Lex
just would
wants to
have liked
prove that
it
he's
better.
smarter.
There's like 20 people in the room. This what was
Doing exactly what Lex tells them to do.
I know, but it's like I just don't. It's I just wanted so I wanted at one point, and Chris said this. He's like, "You sunk my battleship." He said it during the one part because it's all
Yes,
like
that was
A
very funny.
24,
That's
B
right.
B 6, and I'm just like, God damn it! Like I want to take those out. I'll take all that sound out because it should just be a fight. I don't fucking need, I understand that Lex is kind of in it, but I don't know. I just that I didn't like that.
All
Lex
right.
gets to the Fortress of Solitude. And speaking of the no blink,
That
there's
seemed
I
like that was a very Donner scene, him going, because you just picture,
yeah, but
because
like
they
I
did
don't
that.
need shit to go right across his face. You have to blink, man. Like they have like it's in all the trailers, and it bugged me in the trailers, bugged me more in the movie.
He's that self-confident, dude.
No,
He's that
no,
self.
no.
That's
I
Lex
know
Luthor.
I know you have to defend like to the teeth.
I
I
will.
don't know why.
I'm defending
It's
stuff I
dumb.
wouldn't even defend normally.
Blink, just fucking blink. Or don't have that shot, have it go above his head, or just not have it there. Have him goofily like kind of lean back against it. If you plan on doing it, but you don't plan on doing it, it's just all post production.
They set up Lex Luthor to be perfect in every way. That's why he cries at the end, because he is not perfect. He got beat by Braun, which is like so embarrassing for him. He's so embarrassed at the
Too
end.
many people in that room. There's like 20 people in that room. They're all playing Fortnite. They're all playing shit. It's all I just don't know. It's no different than what was it? The girl in Guardians 2. The super tall chick, Elizabeth Debicki, whatever her character was. They had all those people doing fucking so it's just some of the same like his tropes like over and over again. I don't know. They're making me crazy. And I don't know if I really like Superman. They just make it a point for him. I feel like his rules change. The rules are changing because he saves a squirrel. That's a fine moment. But then later on, when he's like tired, I guess, and he's in his apartment, and does the window just not is the window just not there? He can just fly into his apartment. I don't know. I didn't see any device. He just can fly into his apartment slowly.
Or he left it open knowing he was coming back.
I don't know. I'm not sure. But anyway, so he gets in there. Lois is there, and that scene to me was undercut by the non-Solaris Solaris in the background, right?
Right.
They call it an imp, and then in my brain, in our brain, we go, "What is that Mxyzptlk?" Like, so we just kind of don't call it that. Just call it
Don't
anything
call it a
but that.
dimensional imp, because then
Don't
we
call it
think,
that.
because it's not a fifth dimensional imp. It could just be another imp. And there are other imps. There are other dimensional, you know, but like
Again, not
be
a
more
problem
specific.
for like 99.9 fucking percent of the audience. Not a problem. But I do think that people in the audience have to be staring at the green, the things that are going on behind this. I couldn't pay
Yes.
attention to the conversation.
That's because you're old. Because kids today, my daughter will be talking on the phone, playing a game while still having another
I know, but
game
this is
open.
made by how old is James Gunn? 54?
Maybe.
Something like that. I feel like he shouldn't, like I don't know. I feel like he's trying. I feel like he's Steve Buscemi. You know what I mean? With the skateboard on his back. He's like, "What's up, dudes?" Like, you know what I
I
mean?
love
I
that
feel
scene.
like
Ah,
I feel like he's
hey,
trying
fellow teenagers. Hey, fellow students.
I feel like he's trying so much to like have a bit of that as well. That's why I think there's all the mine, the fucking like almost like Minecraft. There's all the Fortniters, right?
And you know what,
Um,
Mark? But those are the people that will spend the money for this movie. Like you, like
Look, I
it's
get it.
my money. It's my money because I'm taking my kids. But my kids left this movie really positive.
Yeah, and
So
good.
like everything you're negging on is it's only us.
Look, I'm sure when someone saw Batman 89, you're like, Joker didn't kill like Batman. I know there
Oh
had to have
yeah,
been
for
an old
sure.
man for that, right? But I'm saying 20 years from now, people are going to be like that. Superman's parents are assholes. Superman's parents wanted him to have a harem. They're for fucking Mormons. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't know. And also, because I want to feel that like his parents is Jewish heritage in my belief, right? I almost feel like they were speaking like Arabic or they were speaking uh that in the beginning. That's what I felt that they were going to be doing. I'm like, good, cool. You know what I mean? Listen, we have two movies coming out with a major Jewish heritage in July. July is, Siegel, Shuster, Kirby, right? Like
Right,
boom, boom,
right.
boom, boom, boom. So,
Lee, Stanley.
Stanley Lieber. So, like, yes, it's all. So I feel like having that there makes sense. You're not going to make them Nazis. Spoil, like hot take, hot take, hot take. I just don't. I don't want them having concepted world domination harem. I don't want it. And I just was expecting the second credit and end credit sequence to be like, oh, we checked it, and you know what? Shit, he's really good at fake deep fakes. You know what I'm saying? Like he's really
No,
good at
I never wanted to
faking
deep
that
fake it.
audio,
I just yeah, like we discussed already in the beginning. I feel
deep
like
fake it, baby.
it's still not the full message. But
I
like if you
guess
went back to it again, it almost seems like Jesus Christ, how many times are we going back to this?
Maybe I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't
But
dislike
his
the
parents look
end
great.
end. Yeah, I don't dislike the end. Well, I guess I would say his parents look great. His birth parents look great. Um, his his Kansas parents. I don't know if you know the story about their voices. Their voices are James Gunn is close with Richard Christie because Richard Christie might have even interned or was extras on his early work or something. Anyway, he knows Richard Christie from the Howard Stern show, and Richard Christie plays audio of him talking to his dad, who's from I think Missouri or Kansas. I think it's Missouri. They don't know how to say goodbye. They don't know. They go, how, hey, how's it going? How's it doing? And so he made those people, the actors, Pruitt Taylor Vince and the woman who played Ma Kent, listen to phone calls from them
Okay.
that Richard recorded, and they send them scripts. So they read James Gunn's scripts, and then these people like did the same cadence and did the same type of thing. I wanted that speech to be a little bit better. I figured that speech was going to be a little bit better. It's probably longer.
It could be
Again,
longer. I don't know if it's John Candy, Planes, Trains, Automobiles cut longer, but
God, where is that fucking scene?
I want to see that scene so bad.
That's brutal. I can't believe that scene's just not a thing. Yeah, if
That scene's
anyone's
already makes you upset. I can't
that
imagine the
scene
full
makes
thing.
me upset when what's his name when Steve Martin talks about it in that Steve documentary. That's a great scene. Oh, it's a
I gotta
great
watch that.
scene from a documentary of him reading because he has books of his screenplays that he's been in, of movies he's been in, and he pulls this and he talks about that day. So anyway, I start crying.
Anyway,
Anyway, so
yeah.
all right, so let's go.
Father son stuff always gets me. Father daughter stuff gets me worse.
Yeah,
Um, what was the deal with his Earth Dad's eyes? Does he have something wrong with them?
Pruitt
My
Taylor
daughter,
Vince,
my daughter
possibly.
pointed it out. I didn't notice it the first time I watched it, but his eyes
Pruitt
go
Taylor
back and
Vince
forth.
is in a really good movie. I want to say it's a Sean Penn movie. It's a Sean Penn directed movie. Sean Penn was in a really good space where he directed a ton of movies with like Jack Nicholson and stuff. I think Nobody's Fool he might have been in with Paul Newman. Pruitt Taylor Vince was a really good. It's one of Ron Hoffman's favorites, favorite like character actors in like the late
Okay,
in the '90s, early 2000s. Like great, 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 great. But I feel like it's Nobody's Fool where, and I feel like it's the not a similar scene, but it's a scene where he's like sitting down on the front porch or something, and it's like he's giving like a little speech, but he's always been something. I'm trying to think. There's another movie where he plays like a serial killer too, which he was also really good and scary. Was that Devil's Candy? Anyway, there's a lot of good. He's really good in stuff. So he hasn't been in stuff in a long time. But yeah, it's very possible. Well, it actually kind of tracks him because well, it doesn't track because that's not his real son. But they cut the scene where he's doing the twist and his eyes are going back and forth. They cut that scene. I think they cut it down. I feel like it was still in there. Um, but yeah, so I guess going back to
DC's problem is they really wanted a 2 hour movie, and that was part of the problem with the part of the problem. One of the problems of the Whedon cut of Justice League was Hamada. Was that the old Warner
yeah,
Brothers
yeah.
exec?
Mhm,
He's like 2 hours, got to be 2 hours, which was a huge mistake.
mhm.
And then it's funny because Snyder gives us 4 hours and people like love it. Like it's funny, the Rotten Tomato score on the Snyder cut is like crazy high compared to like the Whedon cut.
Well,
So
I
this
even think
movie,
yeah, but I feel like that's in direct response. I feel like those are bots. I feel like that's a bot. Just like they
those are
basically
monkey
had those.
bots.
Those
Are
are
those?
monkeys. Yeah. And I feel like there was a lot of like James Gunn like response commentary. I feel like that's a Gunn response commentary that I don't know if that made the movie better. I don't think so. You know, I
It's
don't
it's
really
it's Silver
know
Age. It's crazy Silver Age shit.
the pocket
Um,
dimension stuff. I'm not sure. I mean, so basically Superman turns himself in, gets arrested. Well, I guess there's the kaiju fight first, the kaiju stuff, and it's just a lot of destruction. But they make to such a point to have these ADR lines or lines that are in there. They're just like everyone got out of that building, like everyone got out of this building. Everything's been a response to Man of Steel. Still,
yeah. Oh
even
yeah. They got everyone out of Metropolis before the big fight in Metropolis.
well, they even did. I feel like even Batman v Superman, they had that like we need to get him away from the city. Like they respond from that. They're responding to fucking Redditors and you like and YouTube commenters and just like ah. So like I don't think if I would love it because to me where it succeeded is after he gets arrested. I think the kaiju fight works fine. I would have rather it be Jimmy. I think that would have been like
Yeah. You and I kind of thought like it was going to be Jimmy Olsen
it's
mutated into
very
that
similar
monster.
to what that there is in All Star Superman #4, which is funny because he references All Star Superman almost in every interview, and I feel like this had more to do with Birthright. I feel than the Birthright story because I was scanning through Birthright again last night.
Were you?
Yeah, and I feel like that had more, and I just wish it was called Birthright. I just think it would have. I just think it's a better concepted name. I just think it's a better because it's a questioning his birthright versus his adopted parental birthright. Like you know what I mean? Like I feel like that would
That's
have been a
it's
better
such a but it's such a
concept.
small. I think that's less of a scene. I don't know. I really like the Legacy name myself,
It
but
begins with that.
it's not a lot about Legacy. Like I
Right.
understand taking away like I like the Legacy name, but it doesn't really fit the movie. Birthright fits parts of the movie, but it doesn't fit the whole movie. So I don't
Well, I think
know.
the beginning and the end. I feel like it's all about his identity. You could even say secret identity. You could even call it secret identity to a certain level too, because it's like he's basing his morals and identity on like the beginning of the speech is broken.
It'd be called Superman important stuff because he's doing
Superman,
important stuff here.
yeah, Superman, I'm doing some important stuff. Yeah, I know. Like so, that's what you should call it. Superman doing some important stuff here. I do like that scene. A lot of people have a problem with that scene. Like that
Oh
scene's really
wait,
funny. I think that scene's one of it good. One of the best sequences. I feel like of the three. So let's go. So Kaiju's there. Justice Gang shows up. Justice Gang, I'm still not super 100% on board with, but I didn't really have a problem with it. But I guess it's a privatized. I don't know if I get
they don't do a good job
Metropolis.
incorporating Max Lord Justice Gang.
Yeah,
Like they don't.
Lord Tech. They don't really establish it because the recording device that Lois uses, Lord Tech, and I almost feel
Yes,
like Maxwell Lord, knowing that we think he's nefarious, that he probably has like a listening device in that as well. You know what I mean? That could be a
yeah, we don't know if he's nefarious
potential.
or just greedy. Like we don't know.
Right, right. Because I
We
think
don't
he
know
was
what
both.
guns.
He's an opportunist, really. He's because
Yes,
he is that in JLI. He is that in the what do they call that? The Bwahaha Justice League or something like
yeah, the
that. Yeah.
Wahaha. Yeah.
So it's okay, but like I think that Guy Gardner's actually I think he's perfect. I especially think when he calls him Big Blue and is almost like fighting him inside of Stag Industries.
Hmm.
I think that pause again, the movie works best when there's a little bit of a pause and then he just leaves. Then Superman just leaves, which I think is also kind of good. They even mentioned that. They're like he just left. Sure, he's got to go.
Yeah, no. Guy Gardner was perfect.
Hawker
Mr.
I didn't
Terrific.
expect to like. I actually
Yeah.
did. I was fine. I was okay.
Yeah, she's fine. And it'll be interesting if they continue her story. Like does she know she's like been reincarnated at this point? No, it just seems like a normal teen with powers.
Right,
You
right,
know,
right.
it'll be that'll be interesting if they expand upon her character or if they bring in a Hawkman at some point. I don't know. But she was cool, and Mr. Terrific, that was a great rendition of Mr. Terrific.
Yeah,
Like where there's only
that's the James Gunn Guardians 3 scene. You know what I mean? Like where it's the Guardians 2, 3 scene. The first movie didn't really have enough technology to do it, but it's is one simulated one take. It's a simulated one take it inside the diegetic to the music and that's his only needle drop. I don't
yeah,
care. I think Mr. Terrific also just like the fact that he shows like I'll just go by myself. We're just gonna go. I think that's kind of cool. Like he's like we're just gonna go.
he's
Let's go figure this
very
out.
he just it's a good job because the character is the smartest person and very confident. He's so confident about
He knows
everything,
he
and
can
that
go
was
in there
cool.
and he'll be fine. I think it's just great. Like I feel like he's done as well. I really wish I knew, and
I like
I don't know who created that costume. Was that Steven Sadowski? Like who created that costume? Because it's not Mandrake. Mandrake, that costume was not there. He just had a fucking jacket on with said fair play on the back. That's
uh,
not that jacket. So I
I
have
like
to
when
see.
he's like I'm the goddamn Mr. Terrific. I'm like, is that a goddamn Batman joke?
It's a goddamn Batman joke. Hey, maybe it could be. But listen, if you can confidently say that, you know what I mean. I feel like he was good. I even think that the scene where he looks nervous. That's what I want them to look a little bit more three dimensional. He looks nervous when he's riding the back of Crypto. Crypto's flying him, and he's like,
Yeah,
"Fuck,"
that's
like you know what I mean?
because that's not his technology. That's a magic dog
No,
as far as he's concerned.
yeah, yeah,
And I like that Crypto kind of is awesome and sucks at the same time. Like he's just a dog. He's an animal. It's not his dog.
right, right, right. My
And when
only
he
issue with the Crypto situation is I think there's well, I feel like there's no dog that looks like that, and there's no stand-in dog. Okay. I know there's a dog that looks like that, but not like a white dog that looks like it. But it's an alien dog. It's fine. But
it's an alien dog. It's
the
not a
scene,
Labrador. It's not like a you know what I mean? It
yeah, but
shouldn't look like any of our dogs.
when she's got to fly and really bad ADR, you got to admit on this one, they're just like get in the Mr. T mobile, and everything will be fine. It's adaptive technology. You'll be able to fly it just fine. I feel like having a breath and go. She says adaptive. She says one line that was horribly ADR'd in a closet with Edie Gathegi. Okay, I just think it was that scene was rough, but um, the scenes that to me that do not have commentary, the scenes when he breaks out and they're my favorite scenes hands down is in the pocket dimension in the river with the metamorpho baby and metamorpho chasing him and changing his self. I'm like God, like just and then them trying to find them. I'm just like this is the movie I want. I want this little bit of it. So, and it never got better than that for me. It never got, everything made me annoyed.
No.
To go to the crypto thing, the overuse of crypto at the end, I don't really mind him eating the T spheres. That's funny because again, that lines up better later
Yeah,
when
that
he
was a good
sticks them
setup.
on
Right.
all the Luther T spheres, basically, right? And fighting raptors, which the raptors could have been robots. They could have been more Luther Corp looking. It could have been purple. Um,
They were what were they? They were slightly purple and green, but
yeah,
they
it
weren't
just
outwardly purple and
you
green.
got just do it, man. Just do it. Like just you're gonna have a fucking like day glow Superman. You got. I would just would have liked the contrast, the things we like the most. My living room, it looks like it's a Superman colors in my living room with the accent wall and everything is red blue. So um, I don't. I think that it's a cheap laugh to have crypto throw Luther around. I also feel like that it's more violent to do it to a human. He shouldn't be able to be
Well,
that
the dog
okay.
doesn't know. He's not. Well, you know what it is? It's so real. Everything that dog does is stuff that dogs do. Like
Yeah,
my
the
wife
biting
will
of
jokingly,
the ankles and stuff. I think
yeah,
that's funny.
my when my wife will poke me or jab me like kind of jokingly, the dog will get upset. It's like, don't touch him, and she'll growl at my
Hmm.
wife. And that's my wife's dog. It's not even like my dog. Like she
Yeah,
got him. She takes care of him. She does everything for this dog, and she, but because it's a female dog, I guess she's more protective of me because I'm the dude. But like sitting on Lois's lap driving, yes, dogs are a pain in
yeah.
the ass
That
driving.
should have been a like a stand-in dog because I just feel like it didn't feel like that anything was on her lap. They probably did have some type of stand-in thing. I just feel like if
They probably got like a stupid looking statue that looks hilarious. They
I
probably
think there
look
is one. Yeah, I've
like a
seen.
stuffed.
Yeah, they're carrying. Yeah, because they have to have lighting and placeholder plate. I get it. So, there's also a shot that I saw of like just crypto like napping and flying. I thought it was really good. That was on like a special effects thing, but they never had it in the movie. I just think it would have been a
I
good
want to
visual.
see. I want to see everything. I want to see every deleted scene, every outtake. Like I'm Superman obsessed to begin with.
Mhm.
I'm
Uh,
just Superman obsessed. And when we do reviews day this week, we'll talk even more about because there were so many Superman books this week. It was great.
well, I think that and crypto throwing Luther around at the end, I think was just like it was the Hulk scene. It was the Hulk,
It was the Hulk Loki scene,
throwing
yeah.
Loki scene. I'm just like, come on, man. Like it's
See,
it's
you see, most 99% of audience loved it
sure.
because it's deserved.
I'm saying that.
And
I'm saying that I am unable to enjoy things. I'm completely aware of that. It
okay, I was
sucks.
gonna say because like
It
you go, and
sucks.
here's the funny thing, Mark, did you like the movie?
It's fine. Yeah, it's like to me,
See,
like
I feel like
it's
you liked
fine.
it. I feel
I
like you
do
liked it
like it.
more.
I do like it. I will have to I feel like now that I just want to chop it up, man.
See,
I just
you
want
know
to
what it
chop
is?
it up.
Watching it twice. The first time I watched it, I couldn't help but keep comparing him to like Henry Cavill and Christopher Reeve. But watching it a
Mhm.
second time, I was just able to like, this is it. This is everything we have to get. This is our Superman movie, and it's this or nothing.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? All the Snyder Bros out there, which I consider myself one of because I love Henry Cavill. Like this is it. So it's either embrace it or don't embrace it.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have a, and just to, let's go into like Eve Tessmacher for a second. Like the Eve Tessmacher, I think was kind of perfect. She's the perfect like social media person.
Yeah, that was great.
Selfies everywhere. That makes sense. But there should have been at least one scene where Lex likes her for a fucking second. There's no scene of
He
that.
can't like anyone but himself.
I know, but there needs to be something. I feel like the thing that bothered me
She
with
is
even
arm candy.
the first the Superman 78, the Otisburg, you're almost like questioning like why would he keep this like bumbling guy around, right? And there is an Otis in here and he's wasted. There is an Otis in there and he has like
Yeah.
another guy hanging out with him. So there's like two Otises. I'm like, why is there two Otises? There's also the other guy with the big glasses. That's Stephen Blackwell.
Hmm.
That's a real like Star Lab somebody. I don't know. That is a real character apparently that
Okay.
they cherry picked from like a Roger Stern, Kerry Gamble story. Okay, so and he just yells. He's like, "Oh, we got to get out of here,
Well,
man!" Like that's his whole thing.
I hope that means starting Gamble get a couple bucks. Like I almost feel like Gunn would do that. I feel like he would like, oh, let me take it, guys, so Jerry Orway can get a couple bucks, or Dan Jurgens can get a couple bucks.
I
You
think
know,
they pay them up front. Yeah, I
Cat
feel
Grant
like Marvel does
gives
not do
money
that.
to who? Ordway,
You're right. Yeah, I think so. I think that's
Wolfman
right.
Ordway. I think you know. I know Carl Kiesel got a good chunk from King Shark being in Suicide Squad.
Right, right. I think yeah, I think on the front end, I think Warner Brothers doesn't want to be in lawsuits,
But I think
so
James
they
Gunn would rather use a name from a comic than make up a name. I think he's cool like that. Like, hey,
Yeah, I
let's
think having this like very minor character is kind of that's good. But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying like I just feel like
who's Ron
and
Troop? Is that Boogendorf? Like, you know what I mean? Like who?
very possible. Yeah, that's Simonson book because that's he replaces Clark.
Yes.
That's the thing. See, and there's because I was just looking at that I think yesterday. There's an issue of I think it's a Jurgens issue where it's literally like him writing about the world without a Superman. He wrote it and it's just a text piece, but
Wow.
it's really good. It's really good Jurgens art, so I'm not mad about it. Sometimes we get mad at that shit. Um, so anyway, so I don't know. Hammer Brovia, fine. Um, the public disillusionment, I guess. I guess I don't know. I don't know how fast. Ian Michael Black, I know we like him, but he was distracting for me. I would have liked, I would have liked, you know what I would have liked? I would have liked it for it to be more of like a David Muir, which fucking Chris Reeve's kid's in it
Yeah,
as just
Christopher
a
Reeve's kid.
regular. They could have had
Yeah.
him as like a talk show host more so. And they have a clip of,
I don't know. I don't know how comfortable he would be doing that. But man, it is weird when you look at Christopher Reeve's son. Is it
well,
Will?
he
Will
does that.
Reeves?
Yeah, but no, that's his job.
No, I know it's
He's
his
literally a
job,
reporter. I feel like he would have
but
done. I feel like it would
acting,
have been a straighter
it would
version of
yes,
that.
it would have been
You know,
straighter. Correct.
I just feel like it's
Correct.
you're gonna get. It was a little too jokey for me, and it took me out of it. It took me out to see Michael Ian Black. I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah, but you want him to be. He's like the slimy. He's like a Fox News guy. He's like a what's like a Godfrey, like a you know what I mean? Like
Gutfield. Yeah,
you know
he's
no,
Gutfield.
not Gutfield. I'm talking about did Jack Kirby have like a news guy? Did they
No,
turn a Jack Kirby character into a news guy in one of the cartoons?
so Dan Turpin. No,
No,
Dan
Dan
Turpin was
Turpin's
that.
the cop,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
It's like Godfrey or something like that.
yeah. Yeah, I don't
Um,
remember. I'm thinking
um,
of the Glorious Godfrey.
yeah, that's what I kind of think. I think they may have turned him into a news host on like one of the
Oh
cartoons.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You might be right on that. Yeah. So I don't know. The public disillusionment stuff. I'm not really sure. Um, that you don't have enough scene. I think you could have had. There is, I'm sure, the scene where he eats falafel. Give me the falafel
No,
scene.
there was definitely a scene. I think, yeah, we
Give
we
him
talked about that.
falafel. Because then you have him later on as almost like an informant, you know what I mean? Which I think actually kind of works. Then you kill him, and then you don't. And that's the thing. Tonally, I know they got to keep everything fucking moving, but I believe that the shot immediately after that dude dies and Superman's crying and like falling apart, and James Gunn does have a problem with like really making his beautiful people ugly. Like he made Superman look like shit. Like with Kryptonite like coming at him,
Oh
like
yeah, yeah,
just
and that
like
and
ugh.
I love that it was Metamorpho crying. Like you think
Yes.
that one scene, you think
Carrigan's fucking great. I
he
love
is
and he's
phenomenal.
fucking great. And I really feel they did a good job on his makeup for him to be expressive. So Carrigan's fucking great. I do like it even at the end. It's that simple for them to be like, "You're gonna join." I think Hawkgirl's like, "You're joining us. You're joining us." And
And
then
and
like
and
guys like,
guys
"No,
like
he ain't." And
no,
then just
look at
like,
him, like he's
yeah,
like like he's disgusted
right.
by the way he looks.
And what happens? He says something like, he's like, we're in the
He's
Justice Gang. He's like, oh, I like that name. He's like, you're in the gang, like you're
you're
in, or
in,
something like that. I was just
yeah.
like, yeah, okay. So I like that. I feel like if they show up in, I think they are showing up a little bit in Peacemaker. They're in the one
They're in the
trailer.
one trailer, yeah.
So I mean, but yeah, it would be cool if because we don't really know when Peacemaker shows up in a quick cameo, which I think works. I think the Maxwell Lord showing up works too. He's almost like the Barstool guy. He's almost like that guy. When I saw that clip, because they're always kind of catching him walking around, and they're filming him. So like a TMZ. So yeah, I feel like that's okay. I feel like all the Daily Planet people are fine. I do like the scene where it's fucking chaos and then it's just Jimmy sitting down and fucking Perry sitting down and Lois talking to him and everyone's running around in the background. I think that's really fun.
Mhm.
Having something like that, I think that ends up being really good. I wish that Lois had just a pause when she's gonna fly the ship again, and then they fly it again. Everyone getting in
She
the
should have
ship.
been like,
Beck
ugh.
Bennett, great.
I was
Yeah,
kind
so
of
they,
hoping
they cut the scene with Kat where Kat says, "You're in a relationship. I'm having a bad time. I realized how's your relationship?" And she's like, "Well, he's a bit strange." And then she's like, "I like strange." They cut the "I like strange." Why?
yeah,
You
I
need
don't
that.
know.
You need that precious 2 seconds. That's
I
their
did
only
like
fucking
I
scene.
like the Lois when she starts like emptying out some of her thoughts and emotions to Mr. Terrific, and he's like, "Ugh, I don't
Yeah,
do
yeah, yeah,
emotions,"
yeah,
and then she keeps going, like,
yeah. That's how you do it. I do like that, but we never see. But I feel like a lot of the conflict, like we don't get a fucking second. Like she doesn't save him, but she's there. They're there to save him to a certain level, right? He's there to investigate. He's there not to even really get him. You know what I mean? Like Mr. Terrific's trying to like examine what's going on, and then figures out like, oh no, this ramification of this black hole. If this gets out of here, this is bad. Okay, I like that he just stays there. He's like, I gotta stay here.
Yeah,
Doesn't think about it. He's like, you take that shit. You gotta get out of here. Get out of here. It's like what, but there's not even a minute. There's barely a second where he's like, he looks at her and she's like, you saved me. Superman says it to Lois, and you're like, and then it's like, gotta go. I don't even know if there's like half a second after that. They're just back. But anyway, so that's what I mean. So let's go back to that. So Justice Gang. So when you go in to see the Justice Gang, so this guy gets assassinated. Falafel guy gets assassinated, right?
right.
Also, a big point that Clark knows everyone's name. He knows the doorman's name.
Hmm.
He knows the falafel guys. He knows everyone's name. That's a point that's very good. I think that's correct. Because it's not just a person to him. That's just the people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's really obsessed with that saving people, which is
Right.
what you want in a Superman movie.
Yes, but the tonally goes right to the Justice Gang and the Hypnoglass line, which I think is fine. I think it's actually really really good. I
Hmm.
even like it like when she's about to leave, makes fun of his hair, and he doesn't think it's anything's wrong with it. I feel like that's all fine. I do
I
even
think it's
kind of
funny
like,
that they know he's Clark Kent. Like, there's this established relationship between them already, and Superman's
yeah,
not in the Justice Gang, but like he's
there's a
associated with
relaxation.
them.
Well, I mean, it's a capitalist gang. It's a for profit,
Yeah,
basically. You know what I mean? The Hall of Justice. I do know that, and there's only clips of bootlegs, but apparently I want them to release what the mural is. The mural has 30, like it has a bunch of stuff that would probably answer stuff, like Atomic Knights on the mural. The mural inside the Justice
yeah, yes,
Gang
yes.
thing is probably going to
I really
answer
want to take a good, yeah.
a ton of stuff for us. So if they can release that at any time, that'd be great. That would then we can almost like his new history of the DCU, like line it up and then like go through. Because
Hmm.
like is was there a pulp Mr. Terrific, which we know
Right.
that's kind of how this Mr. Terrific came about. Like
Yeah,
there's just a lot of stuff that they could
yeah.
fill in
Was
there.
there
I think it'd be
Justice
really, really
Society?
good.
Was there something? Yeah, I would like to see all that.
I know that there is a prequel novel, but it's more of like a junior kids novel, and there is a Metallo in it, and there's kryptonite, and kryptonite's rare, and then the last bit of kryptonite that he had, that's why Luthor had, he put in Metallo, and then they fought Superman, then beat Superman, blah blah. Anyway, and then Superman wins, I guess. But there is a Metallo like that's lost, so we maybe we'll get that later.
Right.
But even the Justice Gang, like, we're just like, hey, we gotta relax a little bit. We're exhausted. We're done. We're not going to go out right now. We're just going to chill. Like, they're just reading the paper, like laying down, reading the paper. I think that kind of is good too. Now I know that, and also
Now,
we go
did they
outside.
just film the outside of like the actual that
It's
terminal?
Cleveland. Yeah.
That's I do want them to use that up. Make it a little like make it look like the Super Friends. Just like put that weird statue in the
They
fountain.
will. I think right now it's still being worked on. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
feel like that's
because
kind
it
of
just seems
like,
like they're hanging out like in the entranceway. Like there's
yeah,
there's like, oh look, there it's just like you're in the lobby. They're hanging out in
they're
the
in the
lobby.
they're hanging out in the lobby. Yeah, no, I feel like it's being worked on, but I feel like that works for me. I feel like
That's fine.
that's going to be, yeah, but that is like the inspiration of the Hall of Justice. They shot it in that actual, the exterior and interior, that is the
So
actual hall.
I want to see Ted Cord Blue Beetle in this so bad because we still they're still talking about a Booster Gold show, right? Like they
Well,
haven't brought it up recently,
yeah,
but
the
that was in
rumor
the
that
original.
Kumail Nanjiani was supposedly Booster Gold for a long time.
Yeah,
That was one thing that he would, that was, and he was at the premiere. So when I saw that he was at the premiere, I'm like, oh shit, are we getting that? And then that didn't happen. So, and I don't know if I want that, or I don't know. You know,
I don't know. There was a rumor Jason Sudeikis Ted Cord. I'm like, yeah, that actually works.
yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I don't know. Yeah, I would like Sudeikis in something. I think that wouldn't be bad. I don't want Ted Lasso season 4, and they're doing that anyway. You know what I mean? I don't want it. I'm good. What are you gonna? You're gonna say goodbye to them again? We're gonna do this again. We're gonna say hello to all of them again. We're gonna say goodbye to them. I just think it's weird.
Listen,
I
Mark,
think it's weird.
we say goodbye every time we hang up, so it's fine.
No,
And then you call me again with issues with
with
issues.
problems. Um. So yeah. So okay. So let's see. So everybody's in the T sphere spaceship. I'm fine with everyone's reaction, all that stuff. Beck Bennett's great. I feel like everyone's fine. There's a good jump it up and down scene at the end where everyone's hanging out and Michaela Hoover's boobs are bouncing. That's great for me.
That was a good scene.
I don't know exactly what, like, I don't know. I feel like, oh, to go to the sequence where I feel like Superman's rules are a little bit different. If the Justice Gang is in the background like fighting stuff. I also think he should have went back to Jaranpur or whatever. I feel like he didn't go back there. They're calling for him, and Justice Gang, I guess, just goes there. They just decide. It's really even not even clear that we know that they're tyrannical, right? It becomes a little disillusion. I know it's all misinformation and things like that. So I don't know. But I also felt there was no danger there too, because the movie is so PG in that aspect. You have hundreds of people protesting. No one gets killed at all. These they're throwing tanks around though.
Well, we don't know if, yeah.
Justice Gang's allowed to kill people, right? They just she's like, you ain't gonna kill me. She's like, I'll kill you. You know what I mean? And then they throw him down
Yeah.
to have a joke, to have the plop plop fizz fizz, right? You know what I
Yep.
mean? So what a relief it is. So I don't know. I don't know. Totally, I just think it's really all over the place. Like I feel like Superman saves a squirrel, but he can just kind of chill out with Lois in his place while shit's going on in the background. I don't know. I don't
I
know
feel
if
like
he can
Superman,
have that.
I feel like Superman knows everything's going to be okay. He probably knows that there's no people
That
beneath
there's
it.
no escalation.
Yes,
That it
he
cannot
knows.
escalate.
He
I
knows.
guess. I guess he kind of has to because you could take two different pieces of Superman. You could take that, like how does he sleep? Samaritan was more like that. Did Samaritan from Astro City? Did Samaritan have a alter ego?
Yes.
Was it similar
Wait
to
a minute.
that?
Because he was, yeah, I think he did because he lived his life by like the minute. Like if I remember the first issue of Astro City correctly, it was like 7:01, I'm doing this, 7:08 a.m., I'm doing this. But then he did
Yeah,
make, yeah, I think he did, because then he did end up with a relationship with the Winged Victory. That
yeah,
was their
yeah.
Wonder
Wonder Woman.
Woman.
Yeah,
That was really good stuff, dude. I love Superman archetypes. Like, I just love to death Superman archetypes. I'm such a hardcore Superman fan, but like, you give me an archetype, you give me something different, you tell me the story in a way that you can't do with Superman. I love
yeah,
it, dude. Give me Samaritan, give me Supreme, give me Hyperion, give me, Max Immortal. Like,
yeah. So you're okay with Pocket Universe? Pocket Universe for me with all of everyone's
it's a
cells
mess and it's ugly and
was
it's not
very much
perfect.
like it was very much like the collector's space.
It's a
Everyone's
collection.
in their
It's
own
it's
containers.
there's a thing from Supreme, which hopefully during Alan Moore's run of Supreme, where all these 60s and
Ring the
golden age,
bell. Ding.
I know, Alan
Do a
Moore
shot.
Supreme. I hope James Gunn read Alan Moore Supreme. Um, because without Alan Moore Supreme, you don't get like All-Star Superman. You don't get a lot like this resurgence of Silver Age style of stuff. Alan Moore is really responsible between Supreme and 1963. Like that helps. That makes it okay. Like we just talked with Tom Sholey, and he said that makes it okay to do retro.
Yeah,
Um,
we get permission.
we
Correct.
get
Yeah, we
permission.
get we
Well,
get permission.
during Supreme's run, this 60s villain had captured a bunch of 60s characters, and they were all in cells, kind of like that. So when Lex has his cells full of bloggers or ex-girlfriends, I was kind of hoping there was a couple superheroes in there, like a couple disappeared.
It's
Like that would have been
so
neat to
yeah,
me.
it's so blurry, and I think that was a wasted opportunity. But listen, the movie's already overstuffed
It's a
as it
lot of
is.
ideas, but you know what? You say it's overstuffed, but most people just go out of it going, "Yeah, that was nonstop. I love it. It was the
Sure. Again,
it's the right amount for America,
look, how many Superman comics do you think you read in your life?
all of them."
You read every one. You read Action
Yes.
Through.
Yeah.
You read a
Can
thousand.
I? Yeah.
Yeah, you brought. Yeah, I mean, at least Superman stuff. You probably didn't read all the
Is there? Did I
wacko.
read the? Have I read the custom dentist comic? I don't think I have read that one. The dentist who
I don't think.
ordered a
Oh yeah,
custom
yeah.
comic
I
for
don't
his
think you
son's
can.
birthday party. Like,
Right.
did I read that one? I don't think so.
But you
Is
just
there?
read. But you read the crypto, like dog treats one just now, right? But the well,
Yes. Yeah. I read the
right. So
crypto dog treats. Yeah.
right, we read the dentist one, the AIM toothpaste. We read
Hmm.
those.
Yeah.
Whole
Whatever I
host
get
of
my hands on.
ads.
Yeah. Whatever I get my hands on. And
Yeah.
I thank the internet to death for like me being able to read everything
Yeah.
because I had huge chunks. Obviously I'm not,
Yeah, I think early files, I think in the 90s we got like there was CDs and stuff. There was fiche. There
there's
was like microfiche and
the
shit.
Superman Chronicles. That was a big help. You
Yeah, yeah,
know,
yeah. Yeah.
like
Because
I
that was
I my
almost like in order.
I owned pretty much most of the Superman comics from the 70s on at one point, and I was really digging into the 60s. But it gets pricey, dude. I had a huge run of Lois Lane and Jimmy Olsen comics. Like, just they're great. They're
Yeah, they
great.
sell a lot. I do a good job on those when
I
I
know.
sold
I
those.
I I sold almost everything in bought a house. Not
Yep.
completely, but it helps.
Yeah,
Comics, that's
yeah.
the thing about comic collecting, dude. You read them, you love them, you collect them, but if you need to sell them, you can, you know?
So you're fine. All right. So let what you seem to like everything, right? So
I'm pretty positive.
what problems did you have? Give me a problem.
Oh, well,
Give me
my problem is if I think about stuff they should have done in the story. Like, for instance, and this is my big thing. This is my big thing, everyone. I had really hoped that Ultraman was actually Ultraman. I wanted an evil Superman from an alternate dimension that Lex had captured somehow. And he had figured out a way to capture that Ultraman without being able to beat his own Superman. And I thought something there would have been interesting. And my big hope was that Henry Cavill, I wanted the Snyder cast to kind of be the evil crime syndicate. Either they from the Earth 3 where everything's backwards, or they were dark side anti-life equation controlled.
yeah,
To
it would
me,
have been
I
too
think
confusing for the public
I
to
don't think it
handle
would have been
that.
too good. Mark, this whole movie is concepts that I don't think you're giving people enough credit.
That's
Um,
correct.
but also so to me, like that, I like that's a great reason to form the Justice League because there's a crime syndicate. Like if crime syndicate showed up in a movie, they would just take over because there's not a Justice League. Just a gang can't take on the crime syndicate, but the
Right, right, right.
Justice League could.
Yeah.
So a build up to a Justice League to take out the crime syndicate to me is a really cool idea. So when like everything about Ultraman, the way he's standing looks like Henry Cavill in a costume. He's just big. He's bulky. You know, he's it's a bigger suit. So when that mask comes off and he's got the long hair, you're like, is it? And you're like, oh, okay, it's just a clone, which is fine. To me, a
So
clone
Marvel,
that
man.
may or may not be Bizarro is the thing that I expected in the movie. You know,
This is just a problem with I think movies versus like serialized entertainment is that you don't have time. They barely established Superman here. So if we got enough of a Superman idea, the easiest thing to do on a partial villain, I know it's not the main villain, but the partial villain that you have to do, it's Logan, it's Iron Man, it's kind of all Iron Man 2. It's so many of the movies, Hulk's fighting Abomination. It's just like, all right, we don't have time to make a fucking villain, so just make the villain the same guy.
right? It's
So,
technically Superman for the Quest for Peace. That's Nuclear Man.
mhm. Yeah, that's what Chris
Nuclear
told me.
Man
He said, yeah, is a nuclear man? And I'm like,
Nuclear
could
Man
be,
is a clone of Superman from Superman's hair.
right, Superman's
He's
hair.
literally from Superman's hair. And if you had ever seen the deleted scene from Superman 4, there's a dumb, bizarro-ish looking guy who
Mm.
Superman fights first. It's a completely cut scene. Like it's not a long scene, but he like
Yeah,
shows up at a
they
bar.
do
It's a
mention
weird
that he
scene.
sucks. Like, I mean, Luther narrates it. He's like, this guy sucks. Like, we know he
Yeah,
sucks, but he's
yeah.
obedient
He's
and
not
all
a great
that.
clone. I can't really clone Kryptonian DNA. Maybe see it a little. Maybe half his face could have been sharded up, like bizarre. Like I want him to be Bizarro. Does he
Yeah,
come out of the black hole Bizarro later? Maybe. We don't know.
yeah, maybe. I don't know, but then that would have to mean that like, then there would be other clones, that he created other clones and then, it's
There
I don't
should be other
know.
failed clones, but they're all destroyed because Lex Luthor doesn't. This is the best he could do.
Yeah, I don't know. And what do you think like the second, so all right, so Supergirl shows up, I like that it's how casual it is that
It's very
Clark is
casual.
there and he's just like he's just like cooling out, and the robots are all back, which I think takes a little bit away from the robot like, 12 or 14, well, 12 died, I guess. Um and naming him Gary at the end. Okay, that's fine.
That was
I
cool.
just feel like there's a lot of stuff that, and so Supergirl shows up drunk,
Right.
right? And you know, that's what Pete texted me like before I saw it. He's like, "Hey, how does that work?" And I'm like, "Well, it depends on the sun." You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's so that's correct. So that technically,
And she drinks because she's in pain because she lost everything. People kind of forget like Superman came here as a baby, so he's been born on Earth. That's all he knows. He regrets not knowing his heritage and culture, but he doesn't really know it. She lost her world as a teenager. She grew up on Krypton. Her city magically, not scientifically, escapes due to her dad inventing like a dome, and then she loses that city. So she loses it
yeah.
twice. She's got to mourn Krypton twice. So that's why she drinks.
And she's
You know,
supposed to be at Earth first. See
She was
that
supposed to come
you
here.
can't, but now you can't even do. I don't even know. I'm not sure.
She was supposed to, well, they're going to do the same thing. She gets stuck somewhere, maybe a black hole, maybe a white hole. She doesn't make it to Earth. That's why she's still a teenager when she gets to Earth. And she's like, oh, you were supposed to be a baby. We're supposed to get here at the same time or roughly the same time. And now you're an adult. You're older
Yeah,
than me.
but then if you're in Kansas, you got to bang your cousin. You got to have kids with your cousin. Kryptonian like line. If you go by the new continuity, right? You know what I mean? I just don't. I don't know.
What are you talking about?
That is, he would have to have incest with his cousin to populate the Earth with his cousin.
No, the
That's just
Kryptonian
it.
genes are dominant.
Hmm. I don't know. What? So that she should also be banging. She
Yes.
should have 100 dudes.
She should be pooping out babies, super babies.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
But
just
then
don't
those,
know. I do like that it's like that ain't my dog. Like I like that at the end. He's like, oh, here's your fucking dog. Get the dog out of here.
yeah.
So we'll see. I feel like I thought I'd have a bigger problem with that. I did not have a problem with that at all. What was the mid credit was nothing. The mid credit was one of the posters, just him on the moon with crypto looking at Earth. Okay, I
Yeah.
guess.
It's a beautiful scene.
I would have rather have had like we don't get a scene where he looks at you. He looks, and I feel like like there's only I feel like there should have been more shots of the slow motion. There's only that one shot which they show in every fucking trailer of him saving the little girl. Just the
Yes.
shot, just that's it. There could have been one or two more shots of that, but they did like just. I feel like, and I don't like when they fly and then they move it to the front and then he got his arms out like this. Like it just looks goofy to me. It just looks like a fucking PlayStation 2 game. Like I just don't like some of the flight stuff. And that's okay. You don't have the same flight stuff. You're not going to do the 78 technology basically. It's too easy. So I understand. And apparently he had to be fucking stupid fit for this because there's very minimal digital doubles. So the shot where he's fighting the kaiju and he's
Huh?
flying up and it goes back and forth into the camera and back from the camera, that's literally a rig of them moving him all around. Apparently they pancaked one of his testicles. It was pretty horrible and he
Ooh.
screamed like in one of the twists of the thing and like the rig was okay, but they never got the rig completely right apparently. Um it's amazing they didn't just pee in the suit sometimes. Apparently he had to get out of the suit quickly at times like but there's has to
Wasn't
be
that advice that Christian Bale gave Ben Affleck?
yeah. Yeah.
Like when they make the bat suit, make sure there's an opening that you can pee out of.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You
It's got
know?
to be that's got to be mainline. But apparently, there's just it's I forget how many minutes it took him to get out of it, but for the most part, I feel like that I feel like Gunn was in love with the technology so much that he never he doesn't have anyone to kind of call him and say like, hey, maybe this doesn't work. I feel like apparently, and I saw this will be the article that you'll see. There's a Variety article that came out I think yesterday, and apparently the biggest advocate for most of the stuff that we probably like is fucking David Cornsweet. That he asks questions on the set. Like they do the scene, and then he asks a question, and then at a certain point, James Gunn says, "Shut the fuck up." And James Gunn even said that. He's like, "Yeah." To a certain point, he's like, "Enough. Shut the fuck up. We're shooting the scene." And then, and I just was like, "Ugh, I don't love it. You know what I mean? I don't love that. I get it, but like I feel like there's two James Gunn camps. I feel like a lot of the actors like whatever it's fucking godlike. And here's the thing. I don't like any James Gunn movie that the framework. I only like the framework written by someone else. I think the first Guardians of framework's written by someone else and I feel like it's the best paced. Every other movie that he has is I think is not paced correctly unless he had help. I feel like Belko Experiment's the only thing that I feel like he had a co-writer on that thing. I feel like he needs someone I feel like because he was so script based early on in his career that they were like, he knows what he's doing.
Mm.
I feel like he gets too much levity in it. I feel like this could have done it like, where's Carrie Fisher? Can we get a new Carrie Fisher out there? And because Carrie Fisher, if you look up Carrie Fisher and what she
Oh
fixed,
yeah. Oh
it's
yeah.
fucking
She
amazing. Like how much shit she fixed. It's kind of crazy. I feel like he needs someone like that to just clean it up. I feel like just tonally, it's just up and down. Like I feel like it's so hard to go from the scene where that dude gets killed just to hang out with the Justice Gang in the fucking Hall of Justice, and then go out to my Delaware license plate. So Metropolis is in Delaware, which means Gotham's in New Jersey, right?
we well it is. It's violent
It is. It's fine.
according to the DC role playing game.
Ay, ay, ay.
DC role playing game. Violent is a city in southern New Jersey where
Oh, I did want to mention that
what's up?
I couldn't believe I think I couldn't believe that that was a Toyota commercial when you meet Lois's car. Okay, it was a good zoom in on the Toyota, but I don't remember what the car it was, but which again, I gotcha. You know, Marvel had what? I think Audis were in all the Twilights. I forget what Marvel had. Marvel had something like that too. They
Right.
had some car everyone got in their car, right? But the scene where the car kind of breaks down and the building's going to fall on the car, they took the logo off the front of that fucking car. Like that was like a Gormley's Gloucester City car. That's just like a vacant car.
Uh,
It's pieces of cars. I just thought
right.
that was funny. Like they couldn't put like a bad logo or some type of fake logo.
They should have made up a car like the I don't
What
know
what what was
the
what was the car the Saturday Night Live when it was like the no it
oh,
was
the
like a
chameleon.
Yugo.
Oh,
No, I'm thinking of the one that was like clay. Remember it was all made of clay,
oh yeah, no, I remember that.
and then they like it got in a car crash and then you just kind of molded back, you know. So I don't know. I just and again, I only saw it once. I do need to see it again. I need to digest it a little bit more. I unfortunately have a problem. You know, we all know this anyway. You know, you could just fill in the blank. Um, but the zoom out problem, I think I have issues with. I think that's you know, and it's funny what I like and I don't like. So they canceled. I know we talk about that J.J. Abrams show from here and there, that Duster show. They canceled it, right?
Right.
And I felt like the whole show was probably based somewhere else and it was an okay show. But what made it cool was that they dropped it right at the end of like the 70s. And the way that everything looked and everyone's outfits and everyone in slow-mo. And I know that was just style over substance. I got it, but I didn't really care, you know? So I don't know. I feel like this just had it wasn't really style over substance. It was just like so much. It was just too much stuff. But the things that they zoomed in on that they stayed with and they just kind of kept as canon so quickly, and you had no time. You had to just accept it. You're like, hey, this is happening. There's also, and I think you mentioned this before we started. Where's the unabashed Superman fans? If you only show half, and I guess that maybe that's more of like a bipartisan, you know, you could maybe zoom out and have it, you know, woke, non-woke, blah, blah, blah. You know, but there had to have been Superman plus people. There's you, fucking you, man. I'd be out there like, see, he's gonna fucking murder us, and you'd be out there with like Superman's great. You know, it'd be me and you
Right.
on
Right.
the fucking picket lines, you know? You know, be a civil war. Civil War, Awestruck Civil War, man. I don't know. I feel like there's just no fucking time. There's no time.
Yeah, I think I'm just so happy to get a Superman movie. Like, it's been nothing but a cock tease from like day one.
But did you need
Like my entire
did you need the
life.
black hole thing splitting Metropolis in half? I never felt any danger for that shit. I don't even know if it needed to come over here. I don't know if it needed to come over here. I don't really know.
No, but it was a great place to put evil Superman without killing him. It's like rather than the Phantom Zone, which we could have used the Phantom Zone.
I thought he went to the Phantom Zone. That's where I thought they were just doing straight up Phantom Zone right off. He took him to
You
the
know,
Phantom Zone.
no, and you know what? Like, see, then the Phantom Zone becomes like a too easy because then you could have put the big monster in the Phantom Zone. You could
But
have put,
you have from Peacemaker season one, you have a Phantom Zone. You have a portal zone that Peacemaker's dad made. So I feel like
he's got his own.
he's got
Yeah,
his own room with a different Peacemaker. Spoilers. You know, there's going to be another Peacemaker in this, which will be from maybe this universe. I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do it. You
yeah.
know,
I don't know.
don't care. I think I think that show has the right balance of. And again, I feel like I'm excited for that team the what do they call it, like 11th Street City Gang or something like
Yeah,
11th
yeah,
Street Gang.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for that team that I didn't really care about necessarily. Like Economos, I think is the only one that's a real character. I think everyone else is all new characters. You know, Harcourt is new
I think
character.
it's so crazy that like the
James Gunn's
names he
wife.
chooses these people. It's not easy names for people. Like hardcore, they just take hardcore. Economos, like what kind of name is that? What's the daughter's
Economos
name?
was no Economos was in Ostrander's Run.
It's a crazy name to choose.
Oh
Like
right,
you don't need to choose that
he
name.
could have
And
picked
what's
yeah right. He could have picked anyone. Steve
he could have
Agee.
picked, Jeff. You
Right,
know, my
right,
name is
right.
Jeff. Um,
My name Jeff.
my name's Jeff. I say it to my friend Jeff, and he doesn't get the reference, so I keep saying it to him. What's funny when people don't know what you're referencing, and there's a guy named Russ Anderson I work with, and for years I've been like, Mr. Anderson, how are you?
Right,
And,
right,
and
right,
finally, after like years, he's like, why do you say it like that?
right, right, right,
I'm like, you've
right.
never seen The Matrix? He's like, no. I'm like, watch The Matrix, dude. Watch the
Yeah,
fucking Matrix.
yeah. So I don't know. I mean, where do we go from here? What was the point of the Mr. Terrific like double credit sequence at the very end?
Oh, it's just funny. It's a just a levity thing. It's like eating shawarma, but it's like, hey, you put this incredible city back together, but it's off by like 6 inches. like
Yeah. I
like
like
he's not.
Superman saying he's an asshole though. Superman's like, I'm such a dick, or he says
Yeah, I'm
something
such
like a
a jerk. He said, "Ah, I'm such a jerk."
yeah, yeah, yeah. I do
Those-
like that. I think that's funny. I think I Mr. Terrific was the best. I feel like ranking the characters of like from not really best to worst. I mean, I feel like Superman. I feel like that I had a better time with Mr. Terrific, like that than Superman. I don't know if I really liked. I didn't really care. Uh, most people know me personally. I had an incident at choking on a chicken finger while I was on the phone with Rob,
yeah,
and
of
he's like, "Are
course.
you there? Are you there?" And I'm literally trying to
You're like,
swallow a piece of chicken that was
give
in
me a
my throat.
second.
It was in
I
my
got.
esophagus.
You're like making
Yeah, and I'm
noises and
vomiting, and it's awesome, horrible. So the scene where he's getting like all the nanotechnology into his lungs and stuff, and I'm just like,
oh, is that triggering for you?
Rob, this is. I went to you. I was like, this sucks. I was like, this is a little too close to home. This sucks. He's choking and vomiting, and I'm like, oh my God. I was like, this was like 3 weeks ago. You know what I mean? For me, like it was bad.
So,
Um,
oh yeah, we didn't talk about the engineer.
I
What
think
a
yeah, I think
crazy,
everything is good
what a
with that.
crazy pull. Like, let's pick a
Yeah.
character from the Authority, a
Mhm.
Wildstorm comic from like 1999 or 2000. Like, what a weird choice. You
Pretty.
could have.
It's pretty faithful. She has the cornrows. They didn't have the long dreads, but it was pretty faithful
I like that
for the most
actress.
part.
She she played Maria on a what's that Remender Assassin School comic?
Deadly Class.
Deadly Class. She played Maria for Deadly Class, and she was fantastic in that. So I think that was a good choice. Great special effects with her, especially when she does like kind of the flip and then remakes her body. Like she says, she gives up her humanity. I'm like, oh my God, like she really did because there's not much human there. It's not just nanite blood. So I thought that was interesting. And he talked about doing an Authority movie early on, but like that's not on his list right now. He says it's really hard to crack, and you really don't. The Authority doesn't work unless there's a Justice League to compare them to. And I don't know if he wants to make an Authority to be like an evil team or to just be like the pious jerks that they kind of are.
Mhm.
So we'll see. We'll see. That's all we can say. Everything is just we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, here's the
But
thing
it's
is I
but it's
feel
the
like
first live action Wildstorm character.
yeah, yeah, I feel like all you hear is interviews and he never says what he cracked. This is what I don't like. He's like, it took me a while to crack Superman. Like you cracked him because of the dog. Like I don't really know what the crack is. You cracked him because you want to break his lore. You're going to make his birthright parents um want him to populate the earth, rape and pillage the earth per se. Not rape, like just like populate the
Yeah,
earth.
nothing evil about that. Just like, hey, just they
Have
they
a
weren't
bunch of
like, yeah,
wives. I
they
don't
didn't
know.
say.
I get it. I understand it. And again,
Maybe
I don't like
Krypton's
that as my
polyamorous.
Kryptonians.
We don't know. Maybe they're polyamorous. Maybe they're
Uh,
evolved to be poly. Maybe they're something.
I just don't. I don't know. And I would have liked. I just feel like if Luther was in the fucking Hammer Bravia suit, if Luther even was fighting him at the end as Ultraman, it would have worked for me better. Or not have like. I just feel like I would have rather him fight Luther, not Luther just yelling commands at people playing fucking Battleship.
I
I
don't
think it's
know.
fucking weird.
I don't think Luther wants to risk his body. I think thinks he's so perfect. He doesn't want to risk
I
himself.
do like they give him an irresponsibility with especially the portals and stuff like that. I think that stuff was kind of good. I thought that it was a little
Yeah, the messy science. Like
yeah. I think
Terrific's like,
that yeah, he's a fucking man. I think that's good. Having like the president, we were really intimate with that president of the foreign country, the fake foreign country. Like I
yeah,
was like, wow, this is a Barabbas. I was like, holy shit, feels
really.
this is slightly racist. I feel like it was a tinge,
But
you
racist
know.
towards what? What was he?
I don't know. I mean, it was just a Middle Eastern racist. It was just like an open, it was just an open, very very
Was it was it
broad racism.
was it
You know.
racist or just a guy who's like kind of a scumbag? Like just
Yeah,
because he's a different ethnicity
he's an
doesn't make.
archetype of yeah, he's an archetype of he's a racist archetype, I guess.
I mean, if you look at it, it very much resembles Netanyahu,
Mhm.
Gaza, like that whole
Do you think that
mess.
the movies, if you take out the code monkeys, if you take out like the commands, I don't know. Again, I'm gonna edit. I feel like let me think. I could take some of the scenes. Like I'm serious.
Can
I'm
you?
I'm really I'm very serious about this. I'm very serious about when I
You're gonna
get
make
it.
the Leon cut?
I'm gonna make the Leon cut. Yes, I'm gonna make the Leon cut and I'm gonna just kind of see. And you know what? Who cares? Like this is what's kind of neat about the way things work. Look, I'm almost 50.
Mhm.
I wish I had this technology now with editing and talking and posting. Like we just talked in the fucking store. What I mean, we talked in the parking lot of Cinemark, right?
Yes.
And the feedback that we get sometimes on online is kind of neat because it's like I've had these conversations and I like hearing that people have had these conversations. So like, it's like we're not in this little bubble, like we're in this expansive thing. But I also like all the different video essayists that I watch, of that. I spend Saturday pretty much for the most part either putting news together, but I always have something on. And I do like people. I like people that have strong passions for anything. I like people with fandom. When I work, we have Zooms and they basically talk about sport ball, and I don't know. So on
Yeah.
Monday, they're going to be like, "What happened? Do you like it?" And I'm like, "I opt out. I can't talk about it. Everyone have fun.
See, yeah, see that's the thing. If I had a negative opinion, I would kind of just keep it to myself. But I have such a positive
Everyone
opinion.
can be fine with it."
I want it to make money. I want it to make so much money that they keep going forward.
Yes, but
Because
then
that's
they're
my
going to take the
I had
bad
this,
ideas and just expand upon the bad ideas. That's what I'm saying. I'm
or
saying that
maybe they'll
like
expand upon the good ideas, Mark. You're such a pessimist.
I am.
I'm
Look,
optimist. I'm optimist prime.
I feel
That's what
like
I am.
that people like it broad. All right, what worked for me?
I like abroad.
The Batman like kind of worked for me, but what worked for me was the more intrinsic look of the Penguin show, right? Like
Yeah,
I
for
I
sure.
want that I want that type of stuff. And I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if James Gunn can do that. He has to have this broad, Hawk Girl. Like what? Like I could super object to Hawk Girl, but I feel like that she's not taking it seriously. And I don't know. There's something about somehow that carried better for me. I don't know. Um, I think that, and we'll see. You know what? Maybe Lanterns is going to do it for me. And dude, I fucking hope so. I really fucking hope so because Green Lanterns have not successfully been translated. The only one that successfully translated was the one Green Lantern cartoon, and then they like that one. They made one Green Lantern cartoon that came out after
The
they made a
movie
single movie. Yeah, they made a single movie.
made a single movie that did not connect,
Right.
and the cartoon did, but it
Yes.
didn't sell toys,
Mm. Right.
and so they only got one good season out of it. But then they took that crew and made a Batman cartoon, which also only got one season, I think, maybe
Yeah.
two. And that was really those were two good cartoons back to back.
Yeah.
Um,
So I,
was it
I
was
I
it?
want lanterns because I know that when you see Philly in interviews, he's like, well, what's his purpose? He's like, well, he's trying to save money. He wants a bar. I'm like, yeah, he wants a Warriors bar. I'm like,
Yes,
fucking yes. I was like, yes. So I want and I know that they're gonna curse in that show. Apparently, it's True Detective.
that's True Detective.
Great, fine, please, 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 please. And I want Kyle Chandler to really do something. He's never been better than what he was on that show. I never even watched. I feel like he's been this legendary like character, and he's never been that good. He was
Yeah, so funny.
okay in Godzilla movies. He was
Yeah,
fine.
it's fine. Godzilla movies. He was good in Game Night.
It's fine. Yeah, it's just fine. Like I don't know. I just feel like he gets a big pass. Like, oh man, you know what I mean? And then it's like I guess. Because he
He
was what
always
he
looks
was
like
he was
he looks like
rumored for
a
Powers, right? He was rumored for Powers for a long time.
yeah.
That never happened.
He always kind of looks like a serious Seth MacFarlane. Like
He
like a
is good in.
similarity.
There's one movie he's good in. Yeah, there's one movie he's good. He's in good in the Spectacular Mario. He played a drunk dad. He's actually great in. He has like two scenes, and he's playing Miles Teller's dad. He's playing Mr. Fantastic's dad.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't. I want that. I want it to go a certain way. You're right. You look at it from an aspect of like, I need this to make money. Please make money. Please be because then they can make more shit.
Listen, I've been tortured by the history of Superman movies my entire life. Like this is let me kind of break this down for a second. This is so stupid. Because Superman 4 let down, but as a kid, you're just kind of like, okay, this is how Superman movies go.
Mm,
I think that came out in 87. So when they
right.
started
But
making a Batman movie,
it was on TV all the fucking time.
yeah, my grandmother taped it. It's one of those things where I watched it over and over and over. I know
Mm,
that I've seen that movie probably that's the Superman movie I've seen the most, sadly, because my grandmom had it on tape.
mm.
And when she would watch us, I would just watch it over and over and over again. My grandmom, I think I've said this on the podcast before. She would tape movies from this thing called First Run. First Run was like for Garden State Cable back in the 80s. You could buy a movie. This is like before it would be on videotape.
Oh wow.
and she would record them. But she had this thing where it was like Police Academy 4, Jaws 4, Superman 4.
All for it. You watch Jaws for a fucking lot.
I watched Jaws 4 a lot, and Police Academy 4. Police Academy 4 is actually pretty good. That's Citizens on Patrol.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay.
Um, that's the best out of those three movies.
Is that Gutenberg in that?
Yeah,
The
that's the
Goots?
last Gutenberg. That's the last Gutenberg.
The fucking best.
Um, he takes off in a hot air balloon with Sharon Stone, maybe. I think I forget.
Oh, I think that's right. But that's the first
Citizen
Bobcat?
Citizens on Patrol.
Yeah.
Citizens on Patrol. That's yeah. No,
Yeah.
Bobcat was in the second one because he's the gang member in the second one.
Right. And then
Bobcat
becomes a
Goldthwait,
reformed
and then
cop.
the third one he goes into police academy to learn to be a cop, and then the fourth one he's just a cop the whole time.
That's crazy, man.
Citizens on Patrol. It's funny because it brings in like the big fat guy house and the old woman, and it's. I don't know if I could rewatch it. I mean, I would rewatch it. I don't know how it holds up, you know,
Yeah.
near 40 years later. But the point is, like, Batman 89 comes out. I'm like, why are they doing a Batman movie? Batman kind of sucks. Because I was thinking Batman 66.
Mhm.
Because when you're 12, Batman 66 sucks.
Right.
When you're an adult, it's awesome again. It's like when you're 6 years old, it's great. When you're a teenager, it sucks. When you're an adult, it's great again. So I'm like, why don't you give us another Superman movie? Like, and then when Batman 89 comes out and it's so good, like, oh, well, give us another Superman movie. And like, oh yeah, we're gonna do one. It's gonna have Brainiac. This is the Salkinds, or we're gonna shrink them down. Like,
Mhm.
what? A movie where Superman shrunk down? And then like you fast forward, we almost get Superman Lives, and we almost get Flyby, and we almost get Superman Batman, and we almost get Superman by McG. Like there's
Mhm.
all
Right.
these almost Superman movies.
Yeah, yeah.
And then when we finally get Superman Returns, it's boring as fuck. And like, oh no, but
Yeah.
and then they promise us, oh, but Superman Returns 2 will be great because that'll be Brainiac. And then we don't get it. And
Mhm.
then we finally get Man of Steel, and it's good. But then they like, oh, but then they got to rush the Justice League movie, so we never get Man of Steel 2.
Right.
And Man of Steel 2, it was almost what? Matthew Vaughn. Well, first off, Man of Steel 2 would have been Brainiac again. But it was like they went through Snyder, Matthew Vaughn, uh, Macquarie was just recently talking about it,
Mhm.
which would have given us a Tom Cruise, Hal Jordan. Like it's just like this constant tease of like never getting more Superman. And then they fire Henry Cavill, and then they don't want to do Superman. They want to focus on Supergirl again. And then Henry Cavill comes back for Black Adam, and like the audience roars when Henry Cavill comes down to Superman at the end of Black Adam. My audience went nuts. It was
Are
such a
you just think they were fucking tired of seeing anyone else like The Rock on the fucking screen winning just over and over again? And they're just like,
yeah.
anyone else? Oh, great. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. To me, I feel like getting this Superman, getting this David Cornsweet
Oh no, that's
Superman,
what I mean. So finally, like we're
I
getting a Superman
want
movie.
this type of person and attitude.
No,
You know,
you're right. This is the
he's the best
all-star
person to promote it,
Superman.
by the way, too. If you see any interview with him, he's better than James Gunn. Like I think he promotes the movie better. You
Yeah,
know, and I see again, I still have yet to see a James Gunn interview where he's like, I cracked it. He's like, but what did you crack exactly? You cracked that I'm going to change the legacy of Superman from his parents saying like the second half of the recording. I just don't.
listen, you
That's your
keep
crack.
no, that's not his crack. We don't know what the crack is.
But if that's bad, just say it now. Like I don't know. There's probably it's
You know,
probably going to
could be
be
it could be the lowest scene.
could be the dog. You
It
know,
could be the
it
dog.
could be. I want the 10-minute lowest scene. I want that 10-minute scene. That was not
What
10
was
minutes.
what was Kevin Smith's crack when he wrote Superman Lives, Mark?
Polar bears.
No, this is your fucking story, dude. You
Um,
said you read the script.
mhm.
You got a copy of the script first. You went and met Kevin Smith, and you're like, I love the scene where they're on Mount Rushmore and Lois knows Clark's identity.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah,
Kevin
right.
Smith says to you, that's the first scene I wrote.
Right, right, right. That's right. I
You know,
forgot that. Thank you for remembering that. That's right. Yeah, that's right. I was at Rutgers Camden, and then there was a screening of Chasing Amy, and then I had a press pass, and everyone asked questions for 10 minutes, and then they all left. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, am I just sitting with him now? Like, and it was kind of nuts. We were in like this like library. We were in like a library, and he had a Watchmen pin on his jacket, and then I think he had swag stuff, and he had stickers, and Jay and Silent Bob stickers, and I think this was before Oni even announced, and it was Matt. I was like, did Matt Wagner draw that? He's like, oh, that's good eye, and I'm like, what is that? You know, and it was before that shit was even announced.
he's such a huge Matt Wagner fan. Like that's
Yeah,
his.
that was the
He
first
loves.
Jay and Silent Bob story was the fucking Matt Wagner drew, which is fucking nuts. It was that Oni double feature one.
Yeah, that was a reach
Um,
that he thought he wouldn't even be able to get.
Yeah, I still have that script somewhere where he wrote "This is so illegal," and then he wrote that because I had a printed out script of Superman Lives. Yeah, and that was a second or third draft because I know you can now download and kind of read all that stuff, but back in the day, man.
Oh yeah, there was a guy who had a cart of scripts that he would every time there was a local baseball card show at a
Mhm.
mall or a
Yep.
comic show, he'd be there with his just bins of scripts. And
Yeah,
I
Pulp
remember
Fiction,
getting
Reservoir Dogs, like it was just fucking The
this. I
Crow,
had Sam Hamm Batman 2, Sam Hamm Watchmen,
Watchmen.
Wachowski Brothers Plastic Man. I got a copy of Liefeld's Prophet movie script. Um, there were great, and Superman Lives, of course. Oh, I got the James Cameron script treatment for Spider-Man.
Oh, okay.
I had
Yeah.
the James Cameron X-Men script where Magneto was called Prince and he owns Prince Metalworks.
Prince,
Dude,
Prince Rogers Nelson.
oh man, it was funny. Yeah,
So
script guy.
I
So
yeah, my overall impressions is that it's fine. I wish it was called Birthright. I wish it wasn't a Fortnite game for part of it. I wish there were no code monkeys. I wish there wasn't commentary about social media and cancel culture.
I
I wish
liked,
there wasn't the strip of Gaza in the middle. I wish there wasn't. I don't know. I feel like I have more. I wish there wasn't. You know what I mean? I feel like there's enough. I wish this was longer. I feel like the list of I wish there wasn't is 20, and I feel like I wish this was longer was five. So I'm going to edit it, and I'm going to take my five, and I'm going to just pull it apart.
I
Because
want
guess
to
what?
see,
I have a scene that I could have. I have a Steve Lombard scene that's cut of him yelling at Clark, and it's just
right?
I have an extended scene there. I have a cat scene. I feel like there's a couple. There's another Perry scene. I feel like that's in somewhere that I
Not only
saw
do I
that is
want,
not in the movie.
not only do I want the extra 20 minutes, I want the extra hour. I want it. I want it all because I think maybe there's a better movie, and I love the movie. Like
I
I'll say
wish.
I loved it. I
Yeah,
think every actor is perfectly casted. There's nobody miscast in this movie.
there's a longer Grillo's. There's Grillo trailer moments, but like the scene of him just sitting there. Like I feel like there's more Grillo stuff. I feel like again, I really wish. Remember Lucas? Lucas at a certain point when Lucas was fun. He just like he's like everyone just do whatever they want. You know what I mean? Like do whatever you want. You want to make your fan films, you want to edit shit, whatever the fuck you want. There was no copyright claims or strikes or nothing. Like it was very pro that. Like I feel like and I feel like a lot of the Lucas people, I think even now to a certain point Lucasfilm does this because if you remember the end of Mandalorian what season two, people deep faked Luke and then some of those guys got hired the next season
I
for
hired the next season.
Mandalorian,
Yeah,
right? So this is cool, like the way that the world can kind of work. Like, the edit. I never got the Topher Grace edit of that, but I have a really good edit of the prequels. That's like 2.5 hours. It's fucking awesome. Like it's tight. Like
yeah,
it's amazing the kind of shit you can do. I have a great edit of I have the what's it called? Shit, the HAL 3000 edit of Rise of Skywalker, which is way fucking better than Rise of Skywalker. Things are moved around. Like, I mean, it's crazy. So, yeah, if you can drop the extra hour just online, you can probably
yeah,
do it right now with Sinners. Actually, Sinners, I wouldn't really touch too much, but there is an hour and a half. There's like an hour 20 of extended scenes. You can do a Sinners extended cut right now. Like, you can fucking do it right now because most of the extended scenes are finished. Like, they're finished. So, but again, I wouldn't really, it would just be a longer movie. It's kind of like the fucking Daredevil movie. They're like Daredevil extended cut's way better. I'm like, it's longer. It's
it's
not better. It's not
no,
that much better.
it's better,
It's
but it's not a
barely
lot
better.
better. It's just cooler. It's a little bit,
Yeah, I just feel like I would
it's
have
still
had
Daredevil.
like did we get a Simon Stagg scene? Did we get like any establishing? Did we get an extra Maxwell Lord scene? I feel like there's just extra stuff that's just not in it. I would
Yeah,
have rather have cut in slight flashbacks. Do that 10 minutes solid Cronkite scene. Fucking crime and a half. You're not going to have him sit up like that. God damn it. You're going to do
yeah,
that in the side. That's the best fucking shot of the trailer. The best fucking shot
that's a
where he
really good
sits
shot.
up. He's changing. He's literally changing in front of us, which is one of my favorite fucking scenes when the first Superman will start crying, where he's like he stands up and he says Lois and he changes his voice and then he decides to not and then he goes back down.
Yeah,
It's the best fucking scene. It's the best fucking scene of the first Superman movie. And it's like that's the closest we get to it. He has a slightly higher pitch. He's doing something very careful, And he's in the kitchen. He has a slightly higher pitch. And he's like, yeah, he interviewed. Like it's not that exaggerated, but
Yeah, yeah.
slightly higher. But when he turns into Superman, he fucking changes his voice and he changes his posture in, which I understand. He looked at. I mean, the reference material, of course, is All Star Superman. It's it's that what's that called when they have all the people in a row? It was like an Italian guy's name anyway. Not the like it's like a Mandela effect sort of type thing. But it's like you're doing that thing where he's like clumsy, but they didn't do it exactly. But him just moving, like we didn't get a long scene where he's kind of getting into the planet. I thought we would have a little bit longer. There's cutscenes there in the trailer. I
It's
feel
it's
like
it's
that could have
almost
been.
like, and we're never going to do this because we make a lot of false promises on the show of doing further shows. Like I would love to do like a commentary where we like watch the scene, pause it, talk about it. Watch the scene, pause it, talk about it.
We already have long enough shows.
I know
Um,
we already have shows that we'll never do. But now you came out as a big fan of the Mighty Crab Joys, right?
Yes, and I did because, well, first off, I think that the movie works when there's pauses. There is a pause. The punk rock scene, for whatever reason, fucking like super worked for me, even though I feel like it's a little light. It just kind of worked because I think there's a pause, and I think it's fucking funny. I think it's funny that he's like, I am punk rock, and I just think it's funny. And I like that he likes the band that's probably not that good, that's like Dancehall Crashers and Green Day and fucking Filter. Like it's like every kind of bad Mighty Mighty Bosstones fucking
Like it's Blink 182. It's like
it's right that they're still around because I believe in Peacemaker season 2 there's a billboard for them where he's running across the rooftop. There's a billboard. The poster's in his room, which I think his room is fucking fun too.
yes,
Something that Beck Bennett did. Beck Bennett, I think that he decided. I have to see if he decided it. He grabs it. He has his childhood glove, childhood baseball glove on his desk. Everyone has something on that they're doing. So everyone has little vignettes of things. I know we can't see all of it. I get it, right?
yeah,
But even on there's a backstory because what's his name? Fucking Jimmy, the Gismondo kid. He had a thing where he has a picture of him with two crazy beautiful women on his desk, like posted, and he has his own story in his head about it. But Beck has a backstory of that's his like baseball glove, I think, with his dad. So when he's about to get on the ship, I noticed it. He grabs it off his desk. Like they know that the Daily Planet's probably going to fall over. They got to get out of there.
yeah.
So they're like, all right, let's get out of here. And he goes to his desk and grabs it. And I'm like, fucking cool. Like, you know, I don't know. So yes, anyway, back to the Crabjoy stuff. So they do play the Crabjoy song.
Yeah.
Is that whose band is that?
I don't
And
know
I
who
know
is that band.
I
It's
don't
like
know. It's
I don't
they
know.
announced as them. No, it's a fake band, but it's like
It's a fake
the
band. I know.
single is the real is a real fake band. But I also know that because what was the band in the Guardians movie? That was a fake band, but that's a real band. That's a real band. I forget what band that is.
Yeah,
They're friends of James
the
Gunn.
old something or other 49ers. I don't know. It's
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's something like that. It's not the old 49ers, but it's
Yeah,
like
but you can listen to James Gunn's like punk band. His punk band's on I forget what it's called. He talked about it on I think he talked about it either on the Armchair Expert with Dak Shepard, or he talked about it on I don't know. So yeah, I want to go back. I think it's called the Icons or something like that. Yeah.
that's funny.
So
So moving forward, James Gunn DC universe. The definite is Peacemaker in August.
mm,
The
film.
definite is Supergirl next June,
Mm,
which right now has Lobo in it.
correct. Good.
Clayface is moving forward. Clayface has been casted.
Yes. Flanagan can't direct it.
Right. And what else?
I
Green
think
Lanterns
Gunn.
is being filmed.
Yeah, Lantern's being filmed right now. I think that Gunn needs to like Spielberg that Supergirl movie. I feel like he needs to. I feel like they got a Gunn sensibility. You got to drop him in and either have him make some slight tweaks. I feel like that he needs to do either he does a script polish or he's there. Maybe he was already on set. I don't. I
Yes.
don't know. I don't know. I feel like there should be a continuity. I understand he wants it to be disparate in a way, but I feel like for what we're trying to do right now, there has to be a bit of a continuity through.
What else are we waiting on?
Blue
Is
Beetle
man
May. If you, I want to go back and watch the video before Blue Beetle came out. Remember, because he was like, this happens and that happens, and this kind of meets that. And I'm not sure if that shit even is going to happen. He talks about the authority in that video too. So I think some of that stuff he threw out already. He does talk too much. Stop talking. You know
Stop
what I mean?
talking.
Like,
Yeah, but like I still want everything. I want like the Swamp Thing movie is going to move forward. That's James Mangold. I think that's a solid. That could be a really solid movie.
dude,
Swamp Thing.
a Luca Guadagnino movie, and I fucking wished I can't believe that they had Daniel Craig, and then you drop
Oh,
him, or he can't do it for
he
some
can't do it.
reason. Just delay it. I
And
never in
then
a million years would have thought Daniel Craig would be a good, but now that I think about it, it's fucking perfect.
didn't Colin Farrell throw his hat in the ring for that?
It won't work. He's too pretty. I don't know. I
He's
want the
too pretty.
wearied. I want the
Has he just
wearied.
played the ugliest character of the year and
Yes,
won our hearts?
but to me, he transforms himself to do that. Like he is transformed and he just transformed his fucking brain. Like that show's shocking to me how good that fucking show is.
I know.
Shocked the shit out of me how good
So
that
we don't
show
know
is.
what's going on with the Brave and the Bold movie. It's still Andy Machetta, right?
Andy Machete was at one of the premieres, so I'm just like,
Okay.
like,
I
is he
hope
doing
I
it?
hope I hope he can bring it because I love the first It movie and the second It movie is fine. The Flash movie is a mess.
Mhm.
But I went in with that with way too high expectations. That's my problem. I always have like expectations up here. If I love something, my expectations get high, and I can't
You don't think you're
help
influenced
it.
on this. You don't think that you're influenced on Superman. You think you I think you were fine before you saw it. You're like, before I see, I feel like you were and I don't think I was necessarily as negative as I feel I am. I'm sorry. Like,
I
but I'm not
I'm
sorry.
coming in more positive to go against your negative, and
That's fine.
you're not even like really this negative in
I'm
real
not
life. Like
super negative. No, but it's just I feel that I feel like there's not room to breathe in it. And I feel like the only time I only felt two moments where that I thought it super fucking worked. And it's the punk rock scene. I think some of the interview back and forth scene worked. I think the river scene
yeah,
worked.
see
And I
you
think the scene where he talks about being human as I think that speech, that's probably what he wrote. He probably wrote that speech. He's my biggest superpower is being human. That scene made me cry. I'm like
that's a good
fucking great.
scene.
Because
You know
that's
what it is,
never
Mark?
really been done.
He does. Listen, I watched the last Superman and Lois show, and it's at times it's phenomenal. At times it's like I want to pull my what's left of my hair out. So like
A
seeing
lot.
really good Lois and Clark scenes in this movie is great. But like what I needed to see Superman scenes. I needed to see special effects. I wanted to see Superman flying, fighting. Like because when you watch a TV show, you don't get that great. You see blurs and it's too fast because they can't
I got no
afford
money.
anything.
Yeah.
They don't have any money. Zack Snyder, one of his talents is like he showed Superman being Superman. He's flying, he's floating, he's just built like he did a really good job with Superman. But he never like his Clark stuff's good, but it's never the Clark Kent that we want.
Mhm.
It's a good Clark Kent. It's a version of Clark. It is Man of Steel is John Byrne Clark Kent. So you can't fault him for that at all. Well,
Yeah.
it's Man of Steel. Man of Steel is John Byrne's Man of Steel. You
Right.
know, it's serious. He's a football star in high school. He's just really cool. And this Clark Kent isn't cool. He thinks he's cool, which makes it even funnier. This is such a good modern take on Clark Kent in this movie. And
Yeah.
you agree with that like almost 100%. Like you're like I
Yeah.
love the scene. I love that he thinks he's punk. He's not punk. Superman is not punk,
That's funny. That's funny.
which
Right.
makes it
Exactly.
funny.
I
That's
like that he has the this. Listen, I love disillusionment. Right. I can do it all day.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's but I just yeah. I don't know. Like I because I also I don't really know if it's earned when they like when Lois and Clark get back together. I don't know if it's super earned. I do like everyone's reaction to it.
It's because they're still fresh. They've only been
And
dating
how
three
long has
months.
this been going on? And then
Oh,
fucking Jimmy just knows everything, and I think
Jimmy
that's
does. Yeah.
fucking good too. There's
Yes.
an interview, and I can't tell how serious or non-serious that it is, where they call him and they don't tell him that he's casting for Jimmy. That they call Skylar Gismondo and they said, "Hey, you need to make a tape and send it to his people, James Gunn's people." He's like, "Well, maybe James Gunn is thinking outside the box. I don't know. Am I auditioning for Superman?" Like he thought he was auditioning for fucking Superman. Is that the
Right, right.
fucking most hilarious shit ever?
Mark,
And
we
then
we are disillusioned. I
but I
I
love
told
that.
my kids we were watching the Addams Family or Wednesday, and I said, when I was in high school, my friend we did Addams Family movies were popular, so we did like kind of like a skit playing the Addams Family, and I was like young, handsome, and I had a little mustache, so of course I was Gomez. So I'm
Mhm.
telling my kids the story, and my kids go, "Oh, cool. Who were you, Uncle Fester?"
Uncle
I'm
Fester,
like,
right?
"Motherfucker, yeah, because I'm fat and bald now." So when I
Yeah.
see a Superman movie, I picture myself as Superman,
Mhm.
because I literally had the curl in my hair. It was a natural curl. And now I look like Pa Kent. You know,
Right,
it
right, right.
sucks. Like Pa Kent, oh look, he's bald and has a beard. That's me. I'm
That's
not
me.
Superman anymore. I'm Pa Kent.
That's right.
You know, so it's like I have a disillusionment where I still see myself. I mean, I'm wearing a Superman shirt today. I
You
can't
haven't
help it.
taken it off in 5 days, bro.
Mark, I have 20 Superman shirts. I
You have 20 logo shirts. You have the
I
same logo
I have
in
8 logo
slightly
shirts,
different blue shade.
slightly blue. This one's more faded, like distressed. I
I
have ones
did,
that look like Kingdom Come. I have ones that Golden Age.
yeah, I did find it kind of fun how many Superman shirts we saw. That was fucking
Yes,
cool.
that was
How
great.
many new shirts, and also like
They were
where the
mostly the new
couple
shirt.
spots I was at, I could not get a shirt. I wanted a logo shirt for myself. I
Yeah,
think I'll still get one, but
people
not in
embrace the
my
new
size.
logo. People and you and I were kind of like, that's fine. It's Kingdom Come, but with colors, with modern colors. It's
Yeah.
fine. Um, and it works. The costume works. He's very relaxed in it. He's never like it's not the Henry Cavill muscles. It's not
Mhm.
that, but it's not quite all star, but the all star feel. It's still a little Jim Lee ish in design, but they still put
Yeah,
the
you still
trunks
got
on.
the slight top collar.
Yeah,
Um, I like that. Yeah, I think the costume translates really well. I think it looks great on
it
film.
does translate well.
I think the
Move,
blue pops a little better than when I feel like they either turned it up or they may have done some color editing on it, and I think that's good, you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
and that's fine, you know.
But Mr. Terrific was like dead perfect.
Hmm.
Metamorpho dead perfect. People were worried about Guy Gardner, but in the movie, dead perfect. Hawkgirl,
Yeah,
like,
I think him calling him Big Blue and him about to fight in there, I think is perfect. I think that's the correct.
and
That's
I'm glad
correct.
his hair wasn't like glaringly orange. It was like a blondish.
Hmm.
It
Yeah,
wasn't like I'm sure redheads were like, no, fully red. I'm like, no, it's got to be muted a little bit. It's got to be like it's already ridiculously bowl cut.
right,
You
right,
know,
right. And if they have to, they'll cut it down. I mean, that's what eventually they did once it got to the '90s, and it was like the Pat Gleason, like Doug Mankey, like you know what I mean. You made it okay. You know what I
yeah,
mean.
you made it fine.
You fixed it up. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's again, I do have to just, I'll digest it better on the second watch. I feel like
Also,
I was
uh,
not necessarily sold. It's not as bad as Rogue One, where I was sold like a different bill of goods. I feel with the trailers, but I
even though
feel
Rogue One's like such a fantastic movie,
it after, yeah. And again, I eventually accepted it, but remember, I was fucking hot.
yeah, you are you left hot.
I broke a table. I almost broke a table in Applebee's. I was punching a fucking table. I was
Oh,
so fucking nuts.
another nerd moment for me. Um, when Lex calls his army the Planet Watch, I'm like, God, why didn't call him Stormwatch? That would have been cooler.
Yeah, I felt I felt when they went into the pocket universe, I thought I was like, oh, you're going to do the bleed here? You're doing the bleed?
I was
Like
hoping for like
I
some
thought that's what
Wildstorm
they were going to
ideas.
do. Yeah, I feel like they could have easily done the bleed. You don't find out what Mr. Handsome was, if that's a white Martian or a bad clone of
Or
Superman.
yeah, we
Like,
don't know what that is. What is that? We don't know.
yeah, there was a lot. I mean, I feel like this is a sequel. I feel like this was the sequel. We never got the first movie. I feel like that they
But
breezed by so heavily
but
in the beginning.
does that keep it interesting?
Well, that's the '90s for us, man. I mean, you know, that I feel like that's the '90s with us jumping into Superman comics. I jumped
Every
into Superman right at Panic in the Sky. I started collecting Superman right around Panic in the Sky, and Panic in the Sky was pretty good because Panic in the Sky, you're getting introduced to, like Bloodwind, you're getting
yeah,
introduced to, like, you're like, what's this now? And that you just get introduced to a lot of that stuff and their continuity of that. And then Superman fucking dies like 2 years, like a year later. Like it's only one, I thought it was a lot farther away. It's not.
no.
So I learned all that Superman continuity right there, and then I kind of went back a little bit to of him showing his identity to Lois, and like you know because they were not married yet when he dies.
Hmm.
And that's a all the Superman, Return of Superman, World Without Superman, fucking like pitch perfect. What's crazy is that's a reaction to some Marvel stuff, basically, right? It's so funny the way both these companies almost like react to their own events in a way. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like Crisis and Secret Wars and just like even the Justice League and even Avengers is the answer to Justice League, right? So it's kind of crazy that some of the best Superman storylines are coming from like trying to compete with Marvel. Like, what are we going to do now? You know what
So
I mean?
as we close this out, let's just go back and forth here. What would you tell people to read, Superman wise? Like if you go see this movie and you're really excited, you
Mm,
should go home and read these books. Or if you haven't seen the movie yet and you're going to, maybe you don't have to read these books beforehand. The movie gives you a story.
mm,
But like what would you say? Like the first thing I'll say, All-Star Superman. That's a great 12 issue series. Grant Morrison, Frank Quitely.
yeah.
You just brought a Panic in the Sky. That's great.
Hmm.
That's part of the triangle era of Superman, where Superman was basically there was a different Superman book out every week. Actions, Superman, Adventures of Superman, Superman, Man of
Yeah,
Steel eventually starts. Eventually we get Superman, Man of Tomorrow as a fifth week book to fill in every time there's a month with 5 weeks in it.
yeah. We need Superman 52. We need 52 issues of Superman a year at least, plus annuals.
Yeah.
So we need
Um,
50, 56
but now we
or so.
don't. We don't need that.
Mm.
But I still love two solid Superman books a month. Sometimes we get more. This month we definitely got more. But what's another like for me? The hardcover or trade, the greatest Superman stories ever told, is like the best place to start for a Superman collector. That's a great trade. You bring up Superman Birthright a couple times during this
Yeah,
conversation.
I think
That's a really good
Birthright's great.
series.
I looked at it last night. I think Birthright is aged really well. And I feel like if I okay, so I would give Birthright to someone who is a little more who has read Marvel comics because I feel like the aesthetic of they're not going to have trouble adapting to Little Francis Yu because he's doing almost his same Marvel comic style. Everything's
Right.
zoomed in, everything's a little bit. You have your impact, you have your splash pages. I think Birthright for what I like with that Kryptonian lineup. I think that's great. I think that's great. I would do for all seasons for, for older people. You want to rock well for all
Right. A
seasons.
Norman Rockwell style. It's
Uh,
Tim Sale art. Jeff Loeb wrote that. I like the year and a half Jeff Johns spent on Superman. He does
mhm.
his own Secret Origin six-part series, which is really good. Retelling Superman. But the to me, the best stories incorporate the ideas of the Silver Age. But like he does a Brainiac story, which brings forth
Yeah,
like the
Legion's good.
scariest Brainiac. He does a Legion story, bringing back the adult
Mhm.
Legion. He does a Bizarro three-part story that's drawn by Eric Powell. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
then of course I would do All Star for people who like. I think that's probably the most like encompassing. Uh, I think that's the best. Like but on its own thing, on its own thing. Because it looked like you can because I even have issues like I guess there's a character who's like was supposed to be Robbie Williams right in the middle. Like that's such a British concepted character. Um I don't know. I think I like also Superman a lot, but I feel like it's like chapter to chapter for me. Like what I really like and then some ideas I don't really care for.
um,
But I
I
would give
like
that again. I have to think about, almost like the intellect of who I'm like going to recommend it to. Again, I can't
that's true.
broadly answer this
I'm
because
just saying
my ADHD brain is so detailed in. I'm like, okay, you're the audience for this. Here you go. You have this. You
I
have
agree
this.
with
You
you.
have
That
this.
that's your store manager
Oh, I
coming
would give
through,
up
and
in the
I
sky. Yeah, exactly. I would give up in the sky to people too. I would give it to
right.
Tom King.
I mean, just reading Death of Superman is great. Reading The Reign of the Superman is great. Um, to me, the few Alan Moore issues are phenomenal. You know, for the man who has everything, whatever happened to the man of tomorrow,
Mhm.
the Swamp Thing crossover. They did collect all of these into a trade. A lot of DC Comics presents are great. All the any Carrie Bates Superman story, the LAS Mag and stuff is phenomenal. Superman 400 is a great book to read because it's just I love Superman anthologies, and I got a thing for Superman 400 in particularly.
That's Steranko on the back. Steranko 8 page.
Steranko, yes, yes, that's a really good story. There's a Frank Miller story. I mean, I think Magan writes the whole thing,
Mhm.
but he might co-write stuff with other particular art. There's great pinups in it. There's Brian Bolland and Steve Ditko and Mobius all have pinups in Superman 400.
Right, right, right. Yeah,
Uh,
I mean, it's I love the Jurgen stuff. I like the Doomsday stuff. I think the Doomsday Hunter
yeah,
Prey is great. Like I think
anything,
that,
all the
you know,
Ordway drawn stuff is beautiful. The Jeff Loeb, Ed McGinnis run is really good. Like we can
yeah,
go
they're
on
doing an
for like,
Our Worlds at War omnibus soon too. Yeah, they should do a compendium for that if they have it. I like the War World stuff. I like the Exile, Superman Exile, Superman. What was the one where he was like a caveman and he was going to marry the like Amazon woman? That was really good. That was a good.
huh?
Um, yeah, I think that like right around that time, we really like the Roger Stern, Kerry Gamble stuff. Like that's like right there. The Ordway
Hmm.
stuff that's pure Ordway. It's
Right.
interesting the back and forth, like reading Superman. It's like Ordway, writing for Jurgens to draw, and then like vice versa. And then Ordway finishes Jurgens on an issue, and Jackson Geist, issue would finish. He'd finishes
Yeah.
on this other issue. I mean,
Any
it's a lot of fun. That
any
that
any
time is just nuts. So
any
good.
Elseworlds like the Superman Armageddon 2001 annuals, I
Mhm.
praise highly. Some of the Elseworlds annuals are
The Blood
phenomenal.
of the Ancestors, which I read recently, which is Chaykin. Gil Kane and John Buscema, uh, with Nolan finishes on
which
everything,
is
which
great.
is
He just
fucking
takes over the book.
crazy. Superman
Nolan,
Aliens. You could
Superman
do Superman
Alien,
Aliens for
that
people.
that's great too.
Yeah, that first Superman
Super
Aliens book's great.
the first 25 issues of Superman Batman that Jeff Loeb wrote, it's
Yeah,
like one good story after another after another.
yeah.
The Michael Turner drawn introduction to Supergirl, where we finally get an official Supergirl.
Yeah, I like the Busiek Pacheco run. I got Arion the Immortal in that a little bit too. I mean, there's,
Ah,
I again, it's like a,
it's a little
to
slower of
answer.
a story, but it's good.
Sure, sure. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's
Yep,
tough. I think that the mainline ones I think would be just from the top. I think Up in the Sky to a certain level. I think that
that's
We're
one of
All
the better
Seasons,
Tom King
Birthright,
stories.
and All Star Superman. Those two. That's your top four there. Death is a little bit harder, I think, because Death. I think that there's so many characters in it, it gets confusing. I think Ian
Oh yeah,
mentioned
because
that too when he read it. He's like, I read this and fucking Supergirl gets punched in the face and it's Matrix. It's Matrix
it's
Supergirl.
Matrix
So
Supergirl.
it's just a
It's
shapeshifter. It's just
you,
like her face turns into like a pink pudding.
you
You're
got
like,
you
what the
got
fuck am
the
I
the
looking at?
weirdest you got the weirdest version of the Justice League that
You
has
got
like
Blood
Blue Beetle,
Wind.
Booster Gold, Blood Wind, Maxima. Maxima's on Justice League,
Yeah,
which we'll
yeah,
talk about later on reviews day.
yeah, 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 yeah,
So, but yeah, there's so much great Superman stuff out there, and it's a Superman summer for sure. Like it's been a good build up. Like I said, my daughter's friends are going to see this movie. Like there's an excitement for the Superman that I haven't seen in a while, and hopefully it does Man of Steel. Man of Steel made like $600 to $800 million, and they were still upset it didn't cross a billion. But I'm like,
right.
it's not Avengers. It's a brand new universe. It's a brand new property. So give it room. And Corin Sweat's a good actor, and I think he could be this generation's Superman.
Yeah.
Give him the room to. He doesn't even need to grow into it, but like, give him time. This could be even better. And when we eventually get a sequel to this, I think it could be better
Uh,
because we don't know where Superman's going to show up. Like, and
Yeah,
and
I
that's
want him. I would have fucking Corn Sweat like co-write it, man. I'm telling you right now. Like, watch interviews with him, dude. Like, he's a fucking interesting guy. And I think his, and it's almost like Star Wars too. He fucking loves Star Wars. He had a lie detector test, and they asked him if would you want to be in a Star Wars movie or Superman 2? What would you rather do? And he says Star
oh
Wars, and that was not a lie. And I was like, holy fuck! Like he loves Star Wars. There's a video of him driving in a car
yeah,
where he does the entire trench run completely. Like it's 3 minutes long. He does it like
it's
verbatim.
funny. No,
Yeah, so someone ran
we
him back and forth. It's
fans
pretty fucking
fans
cool,
love
man.
that. Fans love that Henry Cavill like likes to build computers
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
play Magic or The Witcher or whatever he
Yeah,
does.
he's
Like
fucking doing Warhammer and shit.
yeah,
Yeah,
we love that stuff. We love that uh what's the name's character from Pitch Black Vin Diesel is like named after like his Dungeons and Dragons character he created when he was
right,
a teenager. There's
right,
all
right,
this
right.
stuff like that. Like we love.
Yeah, no, no. What would be so you're thinking you think All Stars is the best? All Stars 3 years. Isn't that
Well,
crazy?
well,
It took 3 years after that to come out. I'm looking at something now. This is 2005, 2008. I'm like, oh, that's right. Shit, that took a long time to come out. Doesn't matter now
Quitely
though, man.
doesn't matter now because
Doesn't
it's
matter
done.
now.
Uh, yeah, from the Alan Moore stories. That's a great collection. That's one of my tops.
Yeah,
Because
but
when I
that's in
read
like the
for the
DC
man,
Universe by Alan Moore. It's a shame they
well,
didn't
no, they had a
do.
separate one where it was just the Superman
Oh, is it?
stories. But you can also get the DC Universe Alan Moore stories, which has a bunch of great stuff in it.
Mm,
There's a Mr. Majestic story that would just as good be a Superman story. It's Mr.
mm,
Majestic basically at the end of time. And I'm like, you could basically make this a Superman story and it's just as good.
yeah.
Oh well.
All right, everyone, go see it anyway. Do
Yeah,
whatever
go.
you want. Go see it. Just go see it.
Hey, you know what?
Vote with your dollar.
Vote with a dollar.
You're
Comment.
not gonna get
Tell
mad
us.
at it.
Tell us what you think. Tell us your favorite scene. Tell us a scene that you went, meh, could be better.
Yeah,
We want to know. We do
we
because
want
we
to
love
know.
talking about this. We talk anyone we could talk to about this movie. We will talk to them about it.
I'm gonna have to opt. I'm gonna plead the fifth on a lot. That's because I want people to just go see it. Just go see it, and then I'll tell you my annoying opinion on it. I
Yeah,
apologize.
you need to see it again,
Yeah,
and you need to see it again with someone. Like take your girlfriend to see it
and then
if you
ask
can,
them questions.
and
Yeah,
then
and
yeah,
then be like, hey, like I can't be objective on this. What do we do? What do we
and
do?
then she'll probably like it and go, "What's wrong with you?" She'll tell you to shut the fuck up,
That's correct.
just like James Gunn told David Cornsweet, "Shut the fuck up."
Hmm.
Believe me, you know how often I think, Mark, shut the fuck up.
Oh, I know. You can say it. You can say
I
it.
I,
You can
I
say
don't hold back, Mark.
it.
One
Okay.
thing I don't do.
Yeah. All
Oh,
right.
I'm being considerate of Mark's feelings. No, why would I do that?
Mm, no.
I
All
toughen
right,
you up
everyone. Well, that's it. Go see it and comment below, like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. And
and
we'll
have a super great time.
have a super, super great time. And then critique later.
That's right.